Okay, folks, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I will be your friendly, strike commander today, because today we are carrying on with part 2 of a adventure we are playing using Fantasy Flight's generic version of the same game that they used to, or game mechanic they used to drive their Star Wars game. The game is called Genesys. And we are using a custom set of rules made by an individual named JJ Games, or as they credit themselves in this, Quallen, to play Overwatch. The science fiction, kind of space opera, kind of cyberpunk, kind of low-powered superhero setting, coming from the video game of the same name. You can find a link down below to these rules, as well as a link to the Twitter account of the creator there, if you want to pass any kudos along to them for the amazing work that they've done on this design. And with me today is a star of our Overwatch campaign. This is adventure that we're calling the Brotherhood of Iron. Jeffrey, who are you playing today?
I am playing.
We can picture you sitting in front of the hero selection screen, your thing going around the bottom. Who are you playing
Although
today?
he was never available as Gabriel, was he? He's always been Reaper in the game?
He does have a skin.
There's a skin.
There's a skin that looks exactly like the illustration that we're using for it.
Okay.
It's called Blackwatch Reyes. So,
okay. Well, I am Blackwatch Reyes, also known as Reaper.
Very nice. Now, this is part 2 of our adventure. So if you did miss the first part of this thing, you're welcome to go back and watch that. You can find the... for those listening at home, you can find a playlist with the Genesys Overwatch games on them. If you don't care to get caught up, we will do a little brief overview or a brief summary of what happened last time. Bring you up to speed. So, Jeffrey, what happened last time?
Okay, hold on.
I will give you... Let's see if I got some visual hints here for you. First off...
Notes. Yeah, so I've traveled to a place in Africa. I don't remember the name of the city. Numbani. Because I am the head of the Blackwatch, which is a dark part of Overwatch, basically. The ones going beyond the laws, so to speak. And I had sent an agent here, Eckhart Chapman, and he's been missing for 2 days. And so I traveled here, landed on my flight, rented a motorbike, went to the city, checked into my hotel, got a message from him, and as soon as I got to my room, before I could even unpack my groceries, I was attacked by 3 thugs and a giant, what are they called? Omnic,
yep.
Excuse me. And I managed to waste the thugs, but the Omnic was large and had a big fist and sort of caught me with my armor off, and so injured me quite badly before I was able to slip my armor on. And so I jumped out the window to escape and then used my teleport to sort of land safely and get away. Then I went and saw a doctor because I was quite injured.
Yep.
But I did get a note from Eckhart in the thing, and it was a Coffee Aramo gift card, and the name written on it was Zydeco. So I went there and ordered a coffee and gave them the name, and someone sort of came forward as an Omnic, and we had a little conversation, and he told me to go sit in the corner, which I did. And another Omnic named I didn't write his name down.
Link 17.
Link 17 who was a sort of a rabbit-looking hacker. And we had a little discussion, and he told me that he could hook me up with the leader of the Undugu Wachuma, who was Joka 10, and his friend Zidiko was going to accompany me, and we're going to a place called Samaria.
It is. So you knew there was a name that was included in the sort of the coded correspondence that you received from Chapman, and that was three names. One was Samira, which your sort of searches suggested was either it was a woman's name in Arabic, and it referred to like a knight companion or a knight conversationalist.
But I thought at the end there, Link 17 said something about going to this.
Yep, you're going to a place called Samira Hill.
Oh yeah, Samira Hill. That was it. Yeah. And so we were having this conversation, and then it finished, and did I spot something? I think I spotted something at the last second. There were three little laser.
Yeah, coming
laser
onto
lights.
Zidiko.
Yeah, so I shoved him out of the way, and then the shot hit me, and I sort of teleported out of there over to some cover.
Yep.
But I couldn't see the shooter, and the shooter couldn't see me. And so I raced back in, grabbed Zidiko, because we heard police sirens approaching.
Yep.
And so we booked her out of there on the motorcycle, and that's where we ended.
Nice. So before we dive into tonight's session, you did get 20 XP, and like I mean, we don't know how much longer we're going to keep playing this. So we'll spend, rather than waiting at the end, saving XP and spending it, I figured we would let you spend your XP right away. So you got 20 XP for it. Before we went live, we talked a bit about what the costing for raising different skills or selecting new talents would be. So let's quickly do that before we get in. Now, one thing that is...
Kevin, can you just explain to me, so there's greens and there's yellow.
Yes.
So how do I know what level a skill is?
So the skills will say next to them what level they are. And then
if it says rank 1?
Yeah, and then one thing you may remember, like the way that you build the dice pools in this is you take the higher number, and then the lower number will be how many yellows. The rest of them will be green. So if you've got, say, a brawn of 2...
Oh, I see. So if I'm I'm rank 3 in range light, so they're all yellow.
Yes.
The number of greens I have is based on the skill, or what?
The number of greens you have... Well, no, the number of greens is based on the larger number. So if you've got something where you've got, say, a skill of 3 and a stat of 2, you'll have 2 yellows and 1 green. If you have something where it is 4, say your stat is a 4, like I think your cunning is a 4, but you've only got 1 point in your skill, then it would be 1 yellow and 3 greens.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. It's the higher you get an equal number of yellow dice equal to the lower of the 2 numbers, and then the total dice pool is the size of the larger number.
Okay. So what happens if can I not raise something past the skill then?
No. You
so
can.
What happens? So I have a will of 2.
Again, it doesn't matter which one is where it's the stat of the other thing. The larger number tells you how big the dice pool is. The smaller number tells you how many of them are yellow.
Right. I see. So So for example, my will is 2.
Yep.
And my skill in coercion is 2.
Yeah.
So that's why there are 2 yellows.
Correct.
If I raise it doesn't matter how high I raise my rank in my skill now, it will just keep adding green dice. I'd have to raise my will to have any more yellows.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So
So there's some advantage in raising skills that you have greens.
You know, like one of the ways, because it's so hard to raise your attributes in the game, like you basically have to get to a tier 5 advancement, and then it costs you 25. Like most. It makes the most sense to spend as many of your starting experience points. You may remember that when you make the character, you get a certain amount of free experience points. You pick like your career, you pick your background or species or whatever, depending on what version of the game you're playing, and then you get some XP to spend. And during character creation, it's 10 times your whatever you're raising the stat to. That's what it costs you to raise your stats. So, like, if you want to raise your brawn to 3, it costs you 30 of your starting XP. That's the only time you can spend XP freely like that. So it almost makes no sense to spend as much as you can on your stats, then you start developing your skills. And one of the things they've realized is, and it's a recommendation in Genesys and a recommendation in some of the later Star Wars books, that you also give characters an extra like 100 XP that they can only spend on skills, but set the skill cap at either 2 or 3.
Right.
Because otherwise they won't spend points on skills. It makes no sense to spend points on skills. Well, that's not. It doesn't make good game sense, because you're gonna handicap all of your stats, your core stats, if you don't spend those points to try and get those up at first level, or not first level, but like when you're starting a character.
Right. When you're making the character. Yeah. And it's interesting. I mean, you could almost the game could almost handle having the experience points be split into two columns, like one that you sort of for skills all the time, and one that you like save up for talents or
excuse me. Well, I mean, there's a way around it. What I've been doing, with this character and the other Overwatch characters, is I built them. They get their starting XP, which it varies by about 20 or 30, depending on what background you have.
Yeah.
And then that's spent as much of that as possible is spent on stats, and then whatever's left over gets talents or whatever, because they're not first level talents are only 5 points. Skills are only are pretty cheap as well, and then. On top of that, I added 200 extra XP, and then just set a cap of skills couldn't go higher, than 2, so that it would keep the skills at the same starting level and would encourage me to spend the points. I ended up spending about half the points on skills, half the points on talents, and these characters don't feel overpowered.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
And I guess the reason I'm saying that, Kevin, of dividing it, you could even divide it like into 3, like you said, like XP for stats, XP for skills, and XP just to help players make well-rounded characters. I'm not saying that they need to do that, but it's just that like
it would be good. I can't remember if they expressly called it out in the in Genesys or not, but it's a smart thing to do. Like it would be. I think anyone would say, like, look, spend that point there, and then and you can, like with these games, this one and any of the Star Wars games, you can easily give characters an extra 50 or 100 skill, experience after they create their character. Tell them none of it can go to their attributes, and just force them to spend it on skills and talents. And you're just ending up with fairly well-rounded characters. You're not going to end up with broken characters.
Absolutely,
that won't feel like starting characters. So.
Yeah.
So for yours, what are you thinking here? What we know what stuff you used last time. One of the things I did do with all these is I tended to spend more. I did put 100 points into skills, but I tried to give you like a well-rounded bunch of skills, as opposed to you being particularly skilled in any things apart from like your signature combat stuff. Right. So you got lots of room for improvement in your skill categories. Plus, there's some neat talents as well too.
There's lots of talents right now, or quite a few that you've given them, and they're harder to remember.
Yeah.
So I was thinking I would just pump some of the skills he used.
One of the things you could consider as well is some of the ones that, like you've got a couple ones that don't ever come up, that they sit in the background, like your, I can't remember, whatever, the 2-gun or something like that. There's one that allows you to carry extra weapons. Right, or like extra encumbered. There's a bunch of ones that are like that. Like, for instance, grit, which increases your strain threshold by 1, or is it tough, which I think just increases your wound threshold by 1. Toughened. Each rank in toughen increases your wound threshold by 2. So grit increases this threshold by 1. Toughened increases it by 2. So yeah, that's, I mean, and those are ones that just sit in the background.
Right, that's true. Yeah, I don't know. I used so many skills last time.
Yep.
I mean, I used cool. I used perception. I used skullduggery. I used stealth.
You used vigilance.
I used
that was
streetwise.
Yep.
I used vigilance. I used coercion.
Coercion is your intimidation. I think you use that at least once.
Oh, and I might have even just used negotiation because I wasn't trying to lie. I was trying to...
So what are you thinking? So for career-based skills, they cost you 5 points per level, and you got to buy them. Well, you only raise them one at a time with, with one batch of advancement. So you can only raise it one level at this point, but it'll cost you 5 times that, and then if it's a non-career skill, it's 5 times whatever you're raising it to, plus 5.
So, I'm gonna go with, I'm gonna go with the ones that I feel like I was using a lot of for last session.
Okay.
So I feel like Streetwise is really coming up a lot.
Yep, I agree
so
with that.
I'm gonna go to 2. Does it auto? Oh yeah, okay, it changes.
Yep, it'll auto calculate. Is that one of your?
Yeah, that's one of my checkmark ones. So to go from 1 to 2 takes half my points.
Okay.
And then
you got 20 points more.
Yeah. No, I have 30 points?
Oh, sorry, 10 more points. 10 more points.
Yeah, 10 more points.
I can't add.
And I'm going to go with deception.
Ooh, nice.
Because I feel like I'm being a field agent a little more now than I have been for a while, maybe. Maybe I was, riding a desk a little bit after the war, and now here I am sort of out in the field and sort of resharpening those skills.
Yeah. Okay.
I also feel like both of those maybe fit kind of with the direction that this character goes actual Overwatch story-wise.
For sure. And one of the things I was thinking about, I rewatched part of our last session earlier today just to refresh everything I could refresh about it. And one of the things that I thought of is like when we play superhero games that, this is a established character, there is a history to this character as well. You do not need to feel yourself beholden to this in the same way that there are, so many different interpretations of Superman and Spider-Man and Batman and stuff like that. This version of Reyes there is nothing to tell us that he ends up where the canon Reyes shows up.
Right. That's fair. And I like that. But I also, I think it's a sweet character, and I like the story arc. So I don't want to agree. I don't want to veer too far from it. Like, this isn't like redeemed Reyes or anything. No,
and it's it's quite some time before things will turn south, but it's definitely like it's I agree with you completely. It's a really interesting character. I think they've set up a really compelling villain character for the thing. I actually have it's not here yet. It's shown up on the weekend, but I ordered the Overwatch World Book and the Overwatch the compilation of the comics as well too, because I've read a couple of them online, but I don't like reading stuff online. I like reading it in person. But one of them has like a showdown between Reaper and Soldier 76, who's Morrison, his former buddy friend, and Anya, who is another contemporary of theirs who fought during the war. She had her eyes shot out by Widowmaker, the one I said that was converted by Talon, like minds fucked by Talon, and then sent as an assassin. Yeah, they didn't know it was her. Anna went over her, and then when she shot her in the kind of face mask, she turned around and realized who it was, and then Widowmaker got a shot off, took her eye out, and she faked her death. So seeing the 3 characters who they thought were dead coming all back together, I'm looking forward to reading that one.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, so anyway, let's bring ourselves back to the streets here.
Right, because we're just fleeing the police, essentially.
Yes, and I think this is not going to be a. So we can picture that, you know, the what do you call it? The window to. Actually, let's put some of our action music on here. Yeah, there we go. So make sure it wasn't too loud. The window for Coffee Aromo has been blown out. You and actually, I'll give him a token here, and I'll give you control over it because he, Zydeco, is going to be a minion for you now. Mm-hmm. So where is he? Where is he? Here we go. So basically what a minion can do is he can basically help you. So he can grant you a blue on to give aid.
Like if he knows, right?
If you guys are cooperating together, yeah. He probably has
some
some other stuff that's naturally his own talents as well. And I'm just going to give him a wound threshold. I'll make him a little bit tougher. I'll give him 6 for that. So you can see, you can edit. There we go. And let me go give him his name. Zydeco. There we go. So you can see that. You can control the token.
I think so, yeah.
Oh, I don't know why I've counted up instead of... Hold on, he should be at 0. He hasn't taken any damage yet. Forgot we're counting up in this game. All right, so Zydeco is on the back of your, your hover cycle that you've rented. It's got those big, canisters in the back where you can store stuff as well. I'm picturing you've got your hood up as well, almost like a Reaper, as it were. Where you kind of, you roll up. And what you can see a little further down the street, this place, I mean, you're in a more, actively monitored area, it seems, because what comes stomping around the corner is one of the OR-15 security Omnics. 4 legs on it, and it kind of, and you can hear its talk. It's saying like, please move from the scene. Please take caution. Keep track of all children, and so forth. There's similar warnings that it's giving. Yeah. But what you're seeing is those visual sensors that make up its head, and the those other ones on the side there. They look like ears, but it's sensors as well. So what that means is you've got a big, likely illegal or at the very least unlicensed, big fuck off shotguns concealed somewhere on you.
Yeah.
You do not want to get stopped or have its sensors pick up what you were doing. So I think we're going to need to have another escape here. I'm just trying to find the stats for Yorisa, the OR-15. There we go. Got it. Okay. So what are you thinking of doing here? You can picture there's also like, there's big sort of hover, like SWAT vans, the Numbani equivalent of it that's showing up, and there's going to be other police officers. They're not the only ones here, but they're just the toughest and most prominent. What are you thinking?
Yeah.
Actually, the SWAT wouldn't be here yet. There's probably like maybe a peace officer who shows up here. That's it. What are you thinking? Zydeco says, we don't let us get caught.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think if he would try to be. I think he would try to be. I don't know if he would try to cause a distraction, because that's like could potentially draw more interest to us.
Okay.
So I think what I would try to do is I would try to use like strategic driving to like pass by, like adjust my speed so that like I'm sort of like on the other side of another vehicle or something, while right when we're passing the OR-15, like match my speed so that its sensors have to like go through extra metal or what, trying to camouflage myself essentially.
Yeah. So, I'll give you a boost dice for that idea, and then Zydeco also knows the area, so if you're taking the advice from him, he'll give you a boost dice as well. Let's see here, and then for
So I guess it's like driving skill to like try and
we'll use her or the robot's vigilance as the opposing thing. I think it's probably stealth actually.
stealth. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, if all because you're not, it's not that you're maneuvering. Well, there's a little bit of maneuvering involved here too.
I mean, they're very similar. So
yeah,
I'm actually slightly better at stealth, but
yeah, I think.
close.
You know what I did as well is.
I mean, it's not just. I guess it's not just like
print it off your character sheet.
Oh, nice.
Between now and
it's not really like trick driving. You're right, because like anybody who operates a vehicle could handle the vehicle with what I'm trying to do.
Exactly.
It's more about knowing the method that the scanners use in a machine like that.
Yep.
And trying to like, I don't know, position the vehicle so that like it has to look through the battery. I'm assuming, you know, like these things would be like electric or whatever. So it's like sort of positioning my motorcycle so that the battery of like the car or truck or whatever beside me would be blocking the view of the actual weapons.
Perfect. Yeah, so that's definitely a stealth, I think, maneuver. So your difficulty is going to be 2 reds, 1 purple right now. You want to spend any story points? You got 2 story points to start with right now.
No, I think I can handle it. Okay. I feel confident right now. My strategy to me is sound, right?
Yeah, so sounds good. Like, and you got, so I got your boost, everything in there. Go right ahead and make your roll.
Okay, here we go.
Nice. So success and a threat.
Threat. Oh, interesting.
So you are carrying on. What we see is you pull out and you're able to get yourself past the OR-15. Tell me what you're planning on doing next from this initial, like the big, you know, once you get past this initial one. You can also feel like as you're moving, you're still a little hurt from, you know, from what happened before. I don't think we rolled for your strain recovery last time, though, because when you leave...
Oh, no, we didn't, yeah.
When we leave combat, you always get a chance. I think it's just a flat... Let me clear my dice pool here. It's a flat... cool or vigilance, I think. Let me double check here.
Which for me they're the same. So
yeah, recovering from strain. No, discipline or cool.
Oh.
Yeah, either discipline or cool, whichever.
They're the same.
Tim can go right ahead. Each success heals. Yeah, there you go. So you heal 1 strain.
Yeah, which is what I had. So that's good. Oh, but again, a threat. Oh, they don't mean anything for this check.
No, and the threat from the first thing, okay, I don't think you're quite free of the scene yet.
Right, like it's right. It means
Yeah, I'm going to put 1 black into your next 1 setback dice into your next roll. So you've lost the scene immediately. You guys have rolled out, and this thing's moving in, and you can see that like there, where the OR-15 positions itself, it's sort of like its body sort of shudders, and there's 2 little. Like emitters that come out, and then there's these like hologram police tape things that show up.
Yeah,
you know, sectioning off the area, and you can, you know, you guys have passed this area, and you've escaped here. But Zidikos says they're still going to be looking. It might not look like it, but they're still looking. You got to get us out of the city.
Yeah, I think as soon as we're like essentially not within direct sensor like of the thing, then I think what I would do is use the fact that this is like a motorcycle and it can maneuver through traffic and like speed out, like, you know.
How many points in stealth do you have?
I have 1 rank in stealth and I have 3 agility.
1 rank in stealth. Okay. The reason I ask is I think what we'll do is we'll treat it. It's not going to be a skill challenge, but we'll treat it just like the way social things work in here. So you're going to need to. We'll tell the successes once you've. I'll use the Omnic or the OR-15 thing here.
Yeah.
And you just need to get to half their. Let's see here.
Right. So for the second part, like I think I'm going to use driving and attempt to like.
Yeah. So let's do this. I'm going to set. So you rolled one success, right?
On the first one, yeah.
On a success one, and then your skill is a 1, so you got a total of 2. Let me make sure you can see this. Bottom overlapping, and we'll call this. The Escape from Noombani PD. So basically what you're trying to do is get to half of their strain threshold. Then you will, I think, half the strain threshold in a social encounter, half strain threshold is a compromise. So half strain threshold means you're getting away, but they'll know it was you. If you get to the full, if you like wait it out for the full strain threshold and get to the full 12 points, that means you've escaped altogether.
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've escaped the immediate area. Where are you thinking? What's the next sort of strategy here?
You know, I was gonna go with driving. I think for the second part is like is using driving skill to like at least get a little bit of distance here, as far as because you know there's a lot of gawkers and there's a lot of people actually stopping to see what's going on or pulling over to let sort of vehicles. So I'm going to try and use the maneuverability of the hover bike to try and put some distance between us and the immediate area of concern here.
That's a good idea, and I think this thing actually might have some decent handling, which means you get a boost dice from it too. Double check here.
Quickly look through my.
You're driving a tank, right? Just kidding.
Just make sure I'm.
Plus 1 handling. Okay, so there's gonna be 1 setback dice. I'll set their difficulty, and again, like these, as you're rolling along, you know, on the streets, you're seeing that there are, you know, it feels like there's one of these OR-15s on every fucking corner. So you're rolling along. You're gonna get if it's a maneuver, you turn and sort of making your way down the alleyways. Are you going to ask for Zydeco for any help?
I think I will on the next round. On this one, I'm just sort of like focused on dodging the other vehicles and
Got it. Okay, so you've got a boost dice from the handling of your motorcycle, your hovercycle. There's 1 setback dice from last time, and then you got 2 reds, 1 purple. What are you thinking?
Yeah, let's do 1 upgrade.
An upgrade, you got it. Okay.
Use story point button. There we go.
Nice. Okay. So, otherwise, your dice pool is good to go on my end whenever you are.
Okay, driving.
So
I'm not actually an expert at driving, so.
Nice.
Oh!
Oh, no! What the hell?
Wow.
Oh, man. So you got 2 advantage out of that, though. 2 advantage and a whole lot of failure.
Wow. You know what? And I mean, I don't know what you're thinking, but I'm thinking, like, since this was actual driving, like, maybe I've crashed the bike.
Yeah. Let's see here. Like, I think what we'll... I think I'd give you a chance to...
Oh, I guess I can re-roll that with my thing, right?
Yes, because you have 2... Yeah, new session. You got twice per session. You can use your lucky... whatever it's called. The lucky break.
Lucky break.
What do you think?
Yeah, let's not crash our bike yet. Okay. So
dice pool's good on my end here. Oh, you don't need to spend the. Oh, you do need to spend a.
Yeah, it costs a story point to because it also adds 1 more boost.
Okay, let me add it in. Done. Okay,
good to go. Check adding 1 boost. Okay, there we go.
Okay, here we go. And you got your upgrade in there still. So let's see. Come on.
All right, here we go. Driving. Where are you? There it is. Driving. Come on. Oh my gosh.
What the hell?
That is just blanks.
Oh
like
my
crazy.
Goodness. That's not a great. Yeah. Okay. So what you see, I think, is you narrowly. Oh, you didn't even get the advantages out of it too. Let's see here. I think what will be the consequence of this? Let's say that you have Yeah, let's say 10 rounds to get out of here before like enough roadblocks are in place that like you're gonna need to come up with a different strategy for other than just driving out of here.
Right. Well, I did have other strategies. That wasn't necessarily.
Okay.
I wasn't going to keep doing that.
So let's do this. Well, what I'll do. What I mean is like the. Let's see. We got do 10. This was your second roll.
Oh, I know. Right. Yeah. You like. Right. We'd have to like to abandon the vehicle and try to.
Exactly. Like
else.
there's going to be like, hey, you over there, kind of stuff.
Right. Yeah,
okay. So here we go. So you can see the numbers there. Now you're at 2 out of 10. Because that's the only other. Otherwise, there's no other consequence from this. It's just like you cut through the alleyways, kind of. Vroom, vroom, you know, there's some people, some omnics who are carrying some stuff out. They're about to pass it to a human who's outside, and then you vroom, go zipping past, and whoa, jeez! They pull the crate back, and then you get around a corner. Zidiko's like, "Do you sure? Do you know where you're going?" And you're. I guess wordlessly you go back out onto a street just in time to see one of these OR-15s kind of like that hover police tape, or not hovered, hollow police tape once again shows up, and you're like, fuck, you're no further forward than where you were a moment ago. What would you like to try next?
Well, so now I was thinking like it's time to use some like streetwise here or whatever, like try to think my way out of this, sort of like, what do I know about?
Yep.
And this is somewhere where I think like Zidiko again would have some good knowledge of like,
definitely, yeah.
This is his neighborhood, this is his people, and it's like, what back alley do the cops always seem to forget about blocking off, or what, or what neighborhood do they sort of like tread lightly because there's, gangsters there or something that they don't want to,
Okay, so you got a boost from him. Because I hate sharing or hoarding all these things, I'll use a story point to upgrade the difficulty to reflect sort of where you've spilled out right now.
Yeah. Right, so it's like, you're in the middle of crap.
Yeah, you're like, this is not a place I can carry on. Where are we going?
Yeah, okay. Here we go.
Let's see, big money, come on. There you go.
Oh,
2
nice.
successes. And what is your streetwise skill? How many ranks in that do you have?
2.
Nice, so that's 4. You've got in there, and you've got 2 advantage.
So we've reached like a compromise situation.
Yeah.
But we can keep trying something here. So advantage.
So with 2 advantage, you could. You could penalize. Well, it's effectively just get a green, a blue for yourself.
Right.
Notice a single important point about the oncoming conflict, like the location of a door's control panel. So something not directly related to what you're trying to do.
Right. Or I can learn of a strength or a flaw of their strategy.
Social encounter. Yeah.
Well, right, because that's sort of what we're doing, right?
Sort of.
So that would be like maybe. So that would be like how I asked Zidiko, like, do you know of a flaw in the OR's coverage of this part of the city? So maybe he does know of a flaw, like as in, like I said, there's a back lane they don't cover, or there's a...
Yeah. If you want to spend your 2 points on that, what I'll say is, why don't we say, like, for next round, you'll do basically 1 extra effect.
Oh, nice.
On a success. You have to succeed with it, but you do get 1 extra effect on whatever you're doing. So you guys turn, and he's like, no, back over here.
Take that bridge.
You kind of zoom over. You can see there's a monorail kind of like that goes above you guys. You cut back and forth. One of the OR-15s turns and kind of says to you, please drive at a reasonable rate. And then you turn off into this in the direction of sort of where you're able to shake the Numbani PD. So I'll give you the boost from him. I don't have an upgrade anymore. Anything else you're doing? Right now you're rolling against 1 purple, 2 blues. Oh, sorry, 1 purple, 2 reds, and you got a 1 upgrade or 1 boost dice.
Yeah. So like now I'm imagining that what we're trying to do is, and I don't know if this is maybe back to stealth, but like we're just at this point, we're sort of got ourselves in this favorable position. So we're sort of trying to like, you know, listen to the officer, like, oh yeah, correct my speed, you know, like try to blend in with normal traffic, like try to not look like we're fleeing the scene, right? So it's kind of stealth. It's kind of.
Do you want Zydeco to listen in on police radio?
Oh, can he do that? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you could try. So he activates his little police scanner thing he's got in his head. So he'll be sharing his info with you. So that's where the boost is coming from this time.
Yeah. So I don't know if this is like cool or stealth or.
Cool would be driving right past them. If you're gonna move right past the, drive right through the busiest part of it, and somehow, be confident that it's not gonna, like, it would be like the busiest part, right? Like a bunch of tourists where they just have no choice but to try and let part of the crowd through.
Right. That's sort of that's kind of what I'm picturing. Like we've got ourselves where we can make ourselves look like we're just normal, like.
So it's you and a bunch of other tourists and whatnot trying to push by, and there's like two, two sort of not bamboozled, but like 2 overtaxed OR-15 units. They're Omnics, but they're not like, they're not. I don't think the OR-15s are sentient. So they're. The limited programming is kind of being taxed by these people who are screaming. That Canadian family that we saw that took your Land Rover, the dad's leaning outside of the car in his Tilly hat like, let us through, come on, we've got kids in here, oh, get out of the way.
Well, and so I'm actually, now that you're describing the scene, like I'm almost thinking that this is like almost more like a deception, like we're trying to actually blend in with this group of people as if we're with them. Sure. Not just that we're not just being cool about it. We're like, I'll try and, let us through, like as if I'm with this crew.
Absolutely. So where we are right now, you are you could get away. You can easily get past this and get to the city limits before they know, but they will know it's you. You want to keep on.
Yeah. Well, let's make this deception check and see, like where it goes and how close it is to like a full getaway, and if it's sort of like.
I'm just waiting for that despair when things are like, hey, you there.
Yeah, well, here we go. We'll do the deception.
Okay. My dice pool's ready on my side.
Yeah, okay, here we go.
Oh, and there's that despair. However, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus, what is your ranks in deception?
2.
So you are going to be able to get away, but I think what is going to happen. So as far as the escape goes, you're fine. Oh, and there's 2 despair there, or 2 threat there as well. So here's what happens: is you are. Let me quickly look at the costings for. Where is it here? What's the price? Despairs. Opponent may immediately perform 1 free maneuver as an incidental in response to your check. All right, so here's the thing. You are going to get away, and it isn't going to be... they're not going to be able to identify it, because that's what your success tells us. You guys go weaving through this thing, and it's... once you talk your way past this, you're easily able to follow along with the tour groups that are motoring towards their homes. You get out, and as you zip past that hover Land Rover or Range Rover or whatever, the Canadian guy who you knocked his hat off his head, I think you do that once again, and the guy looks in the back of the car and he's like, "It's okay, kids, here we go. We'll be back soon." And as he looks back, the wind hits him as you zip past. The hair or the hat is blown off his head once again. He kind of wobbles on the thing. You wind your way through the streets and spires of Numbani until you get to the edge of the city, where you're able to get out, and you are almost to the point where you're going to just pull away when one of the OR-15s steps directly in front of you, and you slam into the back of its one of the four legs. And this thing turns, looks at you, and brings that gun down, and it says, "You have struck an officer. Surrender yourself, and you will be processed, and a court-appointed attorney will be assigned. Do not resist." And I think what you can spy is that one of the head units is gone. Zydeco leans in and says, "It's not connected to the network."
Oh.
So, let's see what happens next here. So, this thing, let's roll some initiative. We're going to be in, like, tactical combat now. You're on this this vehicle. You're in the same, effectively, you're engaged with this thing right now. And let me just quickly put 2 bars on this thing, and then we'll roll initiative. So let me get the initiative tracker up here. Boom, there we go, turn order. All right, just so you can see the bars. I do need to remember to set the default for tokens in this game at some point. Okay, here we go. Oops. And you can see, but
so
not...
this was a surprise, so it's vigilance, right?
It will be vigilance, that is correct. Yeah, for both you and the thing. Let me clear my dice pool here. So you can go ahead and make your initiative check whenever you like. 2 successes, nice. And then this thing's vigilance is...
Does Zydeco have an action, or does he just act on my action?
Zydeco is a minion to you. He'll act with you.
Okay.
Yeah. His chance of success on, like, basically what you do is with minions, you just use their raw stats, so it's all green dice. And then if they assist, normally when they work in groups, the number of yellow dice comes from how many there are minus 1. So a group of 4 would act as if they have 3 skills or 3 dice that they're contributing to the dice pool. Okay, here we go. Let me roll for this thing. Okay.
Wow.
So this thing will be up first. Let me add a turn in here. All right. So on its turn, yeah, it is going to basically ready an action. It's going to... It will open fire if you try and move or try and resist.
Now, Kevin, before I decide what I was going to do...
Yep.
Do I know how tough these things are?
You fought these things during the war. They are not going to be like the minions that you fought. And the gun that you are facing there, that fusion driver that they have is... comparable damage to your Hellfire shotguns.
Yeah.
Actually,
and
a little more.
Injured.
And it's auto fire. It shoots out a stream of shots.
Yeah. So in flat terms, do I feel outgunned right now? I mean, it's got the drop.
It doesn't
on me.
have 2.
Right. I'm just trying to decide if I would fight my way out of this or if I would...
Yeah. So let's talk about... Because I
know we've talked about this in the past.
Yep.
I definitely don't feel like just being a member... I don't have any jurisdiction here, essentially. Like, no police.
No. You are Blackwatch, though, so, I mean, I guess that's nothing normal.
Oh, but I do actually have something
or nothing
else.
Unusual, I should say.
That I haven't used yet.
What's that?
I have a thing called Years on the Force.
Yeah. That allows you to call in a favor from a contact. So this, even if you're taken into custody, you may be able to call in.
Right. Because I mean, I'm just trying to imagine, like,
Yep.
I am here on this business, but I don't really necessarily want to get into a firefight with the police.
Yeah.
Even if their comms are down, I'm just trying to imagine, like, what would my character do? I mean, it's not, I don't feel like this meeting at the Samaria Hill was like pressing as far as I understood it. Or do I? Like, do I think that there is a time factor involved here as well?
I think if you're meeting with
Joka 10?
Yeah, Zydeco, I think you can assume likely has priors and may not want to be taken into, taken in by the Numbani police. Because if you don't know, what you know is that the...
maybe I go to reach for my ID and then Zydeco's like, I can't get caught or something. Like, maybe he says something.
Yeah, it's just, I have warrants.
Yeah, like he thinks I'm just like, I'm reaching for my ID. So maybe that's what we see.
Yeah.
So I'm like reaching for my ID and he's like, I got priors or I got warrants.
Yeah,
and so like, instead of reaching for my ID, you see me like open my jacket a little farther and reach down into the saddlebag for the shotguns.
Let
instead.
me check I just want to see how readying an action actually works in this.
Yeah, like does he just get the drop?
Yeah, I don't. If he automatically gets the drop on you, that's going to be, that's going to suck for you.
Yeah, well, I might have some other special things I can do too. Mm-hmm. I don't have to shoot from here.
True. Yeah. Okay, let's see here.
It's my. Let me just look at this again. I could.
Yeah, there's not. Let's see here.
Character.
No. So, for those listening at home, too, it's been a long time since we've played Genesys or Star Wars, so I do apologize. We have to look up some rules, but that is the way it goes.
I don't have my PDF open.
Let's see here. Round ends.
Oh, there.
Assist, guarded stance, interact, bench gear. Yeah, it's not really. Let's see here. Conditional or situational modifiers. Let's say this. And I'll look it up afterwards.
Right, like, does it mean he has the drop on?
I think we'll do this. Yeah. We'll make another vigilance check, a contested one, to see who gets to act first then. I'm going to give them, because I'm going to give them a free upgrade on theirs. So let's do that. Actually, rather than both of us roll, let me do this. I'm setting a difficulty for you. I'll give a free upgrade to them. Do you have anything that modifies this situation here that you think?
Well, I'm kind of, so basically what I'm saying, like to the, just let me get my paperwork, officer. And then that's when I'm like going to grab the thing. He whispers about the priors. So now I'm reaching into the saddlebags to grab my
so I'll give you, let's
guns
do this
instead.
I'll treat it as if it was a maneuver. So you spend a maneuver in the same way that if you spend a maneuver aiming, you get +1 boost dice. So we'll do the exact same thing, that you've given some cover thing here. Go ahead and give us your vigilance check. So you still have a story point you could spend as well. I've got one upgrade because they won the initiative on this, so you're effectively rolling against 3 reds right now.
Yeah, and I mean,
what do you think? This won't take away your action. It just means that they'll take their readied action before you.
Yeah, I think I'll just have to suffer on this one because.
Okay, here we go. Come on.
Vigilance. Oh, it's under weapons. It's right there. Vigilance, right?
Yeah. Big money. Come on. Oh yes. Oh shit. You rolled
it didn't
initiative.
Add anything.
Yeah, you rolled initiative.
Oh, I thought it would do it on there. Oh yeah.
No,
okay.
sorry.
Oh, there. Yeah. Okay. If I click it over here, it'll do it. Yeah.
Let's see. Here we go.
Oh.
Okay, so I think this will be simultaneous.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Simultaneous, but you do have a advantage there. So let's do your attack first.
Well, so I'm not actually attacking.
Oh, okay. What are you trying to do?
But I am pulling out my shotguns, which was what I figured would like alert this thing that weapon detected or whatever, right?
Okay.
I'm gonna like do the arm cross thing and like teleport 90 degrees sideways or whatever, like so that like to draw the fire away from Zydeco. Like I don't want him to get shot, but also like
Okay, so I think what it says is a suspect teleporting, and it's trying to look around. So I think what it does, it doesn't shoot you because you're able to get the thing, or as it shoots, it's going to be passing through you.
Yeah, like turning and like
So what I'll do is I will let it convert its action. It's not like AD&D where it's got to declare it. So what is your stealth score?
My stealth is like my rank.
Yeah. Oh no, your total pool. What is it?
Oh, 3.
Well, no, your pool is what, 1?
Oh, sorry, 1 yellow and 2 green.
1 yellow, 2 green. Okay, thanks. So to do difficulty, I just convert that into reds. Actually, why am I rolling? You roll. Let's do this. I'm going to set the difficulty for you. You'll make a stealth check for us.
Sure.
Here, we'll keep the focus on you. All right, I'm giving you a free boost because that's a really smart maneuver. Do you have anything that gives you a bonus to your stealth? I don't think so, right? Like not directly?
Only if I activate my my smoking.
Oh, yeah.
But I think is that the thing that takes a charge?
Your Reaper armor, when it's smoking, 1 setback dice to all perception checks to notice you. This will definitely be in here. So surprise maneuver, and if you're activating the smoking, then
Right, so it kind of leaves a puff of smoke, I guess.
Yep.
There, where he leaves from.
Yep. So you go ahead. I got your dice pool together right now. You're rolling against. Hold on, I'm putting. Sorry, I'm adding to the wrong side here because I'm a dummy. 1.
So 1 setback is like 1 boost, right?
Exactly. It just converts the blacks become blues, the reds become yellows. I'm good to go on my end.
Okay, here we go. Come on, Reaper.
Come on.
Oh.
Well, I mean, it means so. Once again, you got an advantage. So I think all that happens is it's looking around, trying to find you, and then it's like, there you are, because there's smoke and it's
right. It's not. He didn't get his shot off, but he's like,
and I think like just on the outskirts is sort of like the ruins of what was destroyed during the Omnic Crisis. So this is sort of like much more of a post-apocalyptic kind of showdown type thing. This is the sub-Saharan African equivalent of the Western street shootout.
Yeah. I also wanted to draw its fire so that we're both shooting sort of across the highway, not into any oncoming vehicles or anything. I'm trying to make it more safe.
And how far away can you teleport? A medium range, right?
Once per encounter, 1 location you can see within long range.
Within long range.
My weapons are better at medium, I think.
Yeah. So how far away do you want to be? Do you want to be within range of your Hellfire shotguns?
Yeah, I would think that's the correct maneuver.
Okay. So
except that I can move closer by 1 range unit. Oh no, it's better to not have to move though, right?
It depends on what you're doing. It doesn't use up your maneuvers. If you are you can use you get 1 free maneuver, and you can take a second maneuver either by spending advantage that you rolled on an action check, or you can take 2 strain and take another action or another maneuver.
Right, but to do my dual wield, it uses my maneuver.
Exactly, and if you wanted to say spend strain, there's the guns blazing. Where you take 2 strain to avoid.
I'd rather save my strain for stuff like that. So I'll be in medium range.
Medium range, you got it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So then let's clear things out here. Why don't we? Let's roll initiative again. You go ahead and roll first. I've cleared out the dice pool. Oh, you got 2-2. Oh, that was last time. Yeah.
There we go. Okay. There we go.
Go right ahead. Nice. 2 and 1.
It's fast though. This thing.
Let's see here.
Yeah, he's speedy.
Okay.
He's a speedy little robot.
So the robot is the OR-15 is going to get to go first. let me see here. So you're medium range away, which means it is 2 purples. You have right now, because you're smoking everything else, I think your defense is a 3. So it has 3 setback dice on the attack. And then it will... What's his gunnery? There we go. All right. I don't think there's anything else right now. Do you wish to do anything to... Why don't we do this? I'll spend a story point to get an upgrade on it. Just to get more. That way you've got 2 in your pool and 1 in mine. Let's see how things go. Oh. Nice. So it starts firing, you know, it's spraying along. It's energy projectiles that come out of this thing, and that the gun on the end, it almost like opens up to release the energy from within. It's spinning around kind of like Gatling gun style, and there's this flare of what do you call it, of shots, and I can see that it's your black dice, your setback dice from your armor. Those are 2 the ones that took away the successes, not just the difficulty. So it means like it passes through where you were and misses you. The wall that you're standing in front of is just getting shredded by this thing, though. Like, you do not want to get hit with this gun.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Then I think it spends it didn't aim, so it's got a maneuver left. It's going to spend a maneuver to sort of position itself in front of the bike to stop Zydeco from getting away.
Right, he's trying to position. Okay.
Yeah, well, Zydeco also is sort of like, I think he's had to like leap forward and grab the bike so it doesn't fall over because you suddenly aren't there.
Right, yeah.
Your turn, what are you doing? And what is Zydeco doing?
Hopefully Zydeco is not getting shot.
Okay, you can assume Zydeco has some kind of like wireless headset type thing contact with you, so you can communicate with him freely. So
is he just like a thug, or is he like a rookie? Like, does he have any skills?
He'd effectively have. You can assume he's got like 3 greens in things he's good at, and 2 greens in things he's not great at.
Right. No, but I just mean like his buddy was the hacker.
Yes, he is definitely not a hacker.
Oh, okay.
Like, he could operate the bike if you want him to try and get that thing away from. Because right now, if he is engaged with it, remember you take there's an increase in penalty +1 to the difficulty when you're firing into it.
Oh, okay, I see.
And to be clear, that's not an upgrade. It's an extra. Like, there's a difference between upgrade where you're turning a purple dice into a red dice, and an increased difficulty, which just means 1 extra purple dice.
Right.
So that's what this is. So it would be, from where you are right now, it would be 3 purples plus whatever it's got no defenses right now.
Yeah. So, okay, yeah, I would tell him to try and get out of there.
Okay.
And then I would open fire.
So let's do this. Let's make a roll
to see if he can
maneuver
the...
So yeah, he is easily able to maneuver the thing away, and I think that it's distracted. So he's got 2 advantage to spend from that roll.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I forgot to put hold on. Let me roll difficulty. I forgot to put any difficulty dice in there.
Yeah, I was going to say that was like...
It's probably only a 1. Yeah, so he's got a 1 advantage, which I don't think can do much of anything for you.
No.
Okay. So he's leaps forward, and he pulls the bike back. This thing turns and sort of it looks over to where he is. What are you doing?
And I'm going to unload on this thing, so I'm going to use my guns blazing.
Okay. So
it's 2 strain.
Yeah. 2 strain.
Use my maneuver to dual wield.
Okay, so then that means we're reducing the difficulty of this by 1, so it's down to a 1. It has no defense, so there's no setback dice.
Yeah, so I roll
Yep, dice pool's otherwise ready to go for you.
Okay, here we go.
Let's see. Nice. All right. So let's see here. So that would do 8 points of damage then, which unfortunately, look at this.
So I needed 2 to hit with both guns. Is that how it works?
Yes. Yep. If you spend 2, and then you trigger a hit with a second gun. That's right. So that would be 2 hits for 8, which means so you're firing at this range. That's 2 hits. You would heal back 2.
Oh, right. Of my wounds.
Yep. But this thing is pretty fucking tough.
Yeah.
As you can see, damn it. That I think is everything. If you can get through this thing's armor, then you'd be able to take this thing down faster, or if you had a better hit on it. That I think is the end. You still have a maneuver, if you want.
I'll use my maneuver to.
Oh yeah, right.
wield.
You took some strain to do the extra. You still could do 1 more maneuver for 2 strain if you wanted. You don't have to, but.
Oh, and I have 1 more advantage, so I actually can take back 1 of those strain, right?
Yes, you can. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, I'll recover 1 strain, so it only costs me 1 for the.
It feels very Reaper for you to just be walking towards this thing to.
Yeah,
Fire.
I mean, I think that's what it is. It's like not like he's completely still. He's
Yep.
like just,
All
very
right.
slowly closing in on this thing.
Okay, so this thing is turning its attention on you next round. Let me get rid of that. So it's here. So you know what you're rolling against. Let's do this. You're trying to beat 1 success, 1 advantage. So go ahead.
For vigilance?
For vigilance, please. Yeah, vigilance initiative. Come on. There you go.
Oh,
Nice.
Faster.
So you and Zydeco, and remember, you can, if Zydeco does something to aid you, you could get an extra boost dice, a blue dice, to your dice pool.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
Well, I'm kind of imagining that I want him to be out of fire, but what kind of skill might he have that would be helpful? I mean, I'm assuming he does not have a weapon.
He doesn't. He probably got a gun on him. If you want him to shoot, he could, like, to actually make an attack, he could do that. It might elicit a response.
Do I have anything else in my inventory? Oh, we said that I might have some things that I brought.
Yeah, if you got stuff that anything that would make you think would make sense, that's reasonable for your character. I'm fine with saying that that's in the thing.
Yeah, like that's also in the saddlebag. Like I'm wondering if I would have some kind of an either. I mean, I don't know this character well, but I mean, I do know that smoke is sort of part of his thing.
Yep.
So I wonder if I have some kind of a smoke grenade or some kind of a device like that.
Yep.
I'm not necessarily thinking for him this round to use it necessarily to.
You know what
aid
would
me,
guarantee that being in there is spending a story point.
Oh right, yeah. Why don't we do that?
Sure.
I'll just do that and say that I have a couple of smoke grenades in there, and I'll just be, like, I'll tell him that.
Yeah.
Maybe this turn he's got to get it out, but I'll let him know to get it out and use it to sort of
Let me see.
create some cover for himself.
Yeah, sure. For himself. I mean, he could easily just maneuver this vehicle behind something. It's fast enough that I could move a couple like.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then if he gets it out, maybe he could. Because I mean, if any cover for that thing with a smoke grenade is going to also cover me.
It also would make it more difficult to hit this thing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it creates
that's what you
cover
mean by
for
me.
both
Yeah.
of us.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily help me. I just meant for him to get away. I was only considering like making sure that.
Yeah. Let's make a. You don't have to ask him twice. Let's just. I'm gonna make the 1 difficulty again. Let's see how he does. No problem. So he pulls away behind some, like, the ruins of a, whatever the building might have been at some point, strip mall or something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Leaving just you and this OR-15, which is turning towards you. So then, what are you doing?
I think I'm going to fire again.
Okay. Are you doing the same setup?
Yeah.
Okay.
The 2 strain.
Oh, it's only 1. Okay.
For the guns blazing. Yeah.
Yep.
And the maneuver for the dual wield.
Okay.
Oh, if I'm closer than medium range, is it easier for me to hit? Is that how that works?
It is.
But it's also easier for him, or not?
Oh yeah,
necessarily?
easier for him too. Yeah.
Okay.
One of the, this isn't like in Conan they do something similar with range weapons, or in Infinity or whatnot. But what they do is they have like an optimized range for range weapons, and then you kind of go around this. That's not the way it is in this. It's just like in other RPGs. It's just whatever the range is. It's the good for the goose, good for the gander kind of thing. What you could do, like for instance, with your if you have a free maneuver, if you want to spend 2 extra strain, you could try and take cover, which would add more defense dice for this thing. So
I think I'll do that after this shot. So it's like take this shot and then. Okay. So here we go.
Go right ahead. I've got everything set up on the other side. Oh, and a triumph too.
Oh, that's actually the good one. Yeah.
Yes. So you could trigger a critical hit on that. This happens to be vicious as well, which means it's plus 20 to the critical rolls.
Oh, upgrade.
Yeah, one of your qualities is vicious. That adds plus 20.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, why don't we do that?
Okay. So the first thing we'll do, I'm assuming you're spending 2 points to trigger your...
Yeah, both guns,
okay, so then both guns hit for 9. So then this thing takes another 4. So this thing's cracking away, and then you manage to crack its hull. So why don't you give us a 1d100 plus 20 roll, and you want to roll high on this one.
Oh, sorry. What did you say? 1d100.
1d100 plus 20.
1d100 plus. Oh, because that's the damage dealt.
This is the critical. This is a critical hit. Here, 50.
Oh,
well, it's not nothing. Headringer. The target increases the difficulty of all intellect and cunning checks by 1 until it's healed.
Oh.
So, I think the other one of the sensors on its head was blown away by one of your shots.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's put through this here. That'll be his head ringer one, so we remember it. All right. Then it is this thing.
Oh, and then I'm sorry. I'm spending 2 strain.
Yep.
I'm going to take cover.
Yeah, you sort of duck behind this ruined bit of a corner of a wall. All right, this thing then it shakes its head and tries to open up. So you've maxed out. You only have a maximum of 4 defense dice, and you've got that right now. Between cover and this, it costs 2 for this thing, or the difficulty is 2, and then it's gunnery. I better spend an upgrade here to have any hope in hell of trying to hit you. Its gunnery is that. And then it'll spend a maneuver actually aiming as well, too. It really is unloading on you. You quite badly hurt it. But what you can hear it saying over the sound of this, this pulse weapon firing out at you is, "Please surrender. Please surrender. Please surrender. You are under arrest." As it's shredding this, the concrete that's all around you. All right, so here we go. Boom.
Holy shit.
Oh, mama. All right, so that is 12 points of damage in total.
Wow.
From where this hits you. Remember to subtract your soak first. I think your soak is a 5.
Yeah.
Right, so you take 7 points of damage. I get 2 to spare. Do you want to take that as a bonus for your next action? Do you want to take this as strain on this thing, or let's see, what else could it be?
Oh, the threats.
You could take a free maneuver if you want.
Yeah, so
you can get a.
What does strain do to a robot like this?
Just like it does, it counts as for you guys.
Oh, so it just has a strain meter as well.
Yeah.
Or.
So you can give it a black on its next action. You could setback dice. You could give yourself a boost. You could take a free maneuver.
I'm going to take a boost on the next dice.
Okay.
I'm going to say that that it's like it hit me really bad, but it also like kicked up some dust. And so I'm going to use the dust to like, stand back up and take a nice clear shot.
Yeah. So I think what it will.
And then it has a super bad thing.
So you know what I'm going to do with its. I'm going to use that triumph to trigger a critical. So go ahead and roll on your critical hit chart.
Okay. Critical injuries.
Let's see. So you got none
Last time
right
I
now.
did this, it was horrible.
66. Scattered senses. Remove all boost dice from all skill checks until the end of the encounter. So you would know that before we spend the other thing. So you're not going to like gain the boost dice and lose it. So do you want us to get a maneuver instead? Do you want to give this thing a black on its next action?
Yeah, I think that makes more sense.
Okay, so you are, and you can picture like you've ducked yourself behind here, and the whole thing's getting shredded away. You can feel part of it is like, hits you, and I think you need to start wearing a mask at some point because it's shredding stuff in front of you.
Yeah, it's my face that's getting injured. Yeah.
All right, so then that is the end of the round. So let's get this out of here. I'll roll for them so you know what you're rolling against. Get out of there. There we go. Okay, so the OR 19, one success. You need 2 successes to. There you go. Nice. So you're up first. What would you like to do? So you're losing any. There's no point in aiming because you're losing skill or boost dice until the end of the encounter because your bell's been rung here. What are you doing?
Right. But neither of the things I've been doing were adding boost.
Exactly. Yeah.
So then I'll just continue. Just same story. See what happens here this round.
So I've got everything set up for you. Whenever you are ready.
Here we go.
Oh wait. Sorry. Now it's ready to go. Sorry, I robbed you of one extra green.
Okay, here we go.
Go. Come on. There you go.
Oh.
Okay. Firing away, and that would be are you doing the same thing, triggering the second hit?
Yeah, triggering the second gun.
Okay, so that's 10 points of damage from each, which means, look at this. Boom. So this thing is cracking. It says once again, you are under arrest. Assaulting a officer is an offense. You got a maneuver left. You could take cover again if you like. If you want, you'll take 2 extra strain, but
I'm getting pretty maxed out on strain.
Okay.
But I'll do it.
You'll do it? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, no, actually, you know what? Being the canny Genesys player you are, you know it's got a setback dice on its next attack, and you've got 3 defense from it. You can't have more than 4 setback dice.
Oh, you can't have more than 4. It doesn't matter. Yeah, you're right.
All right. So this thing is... it will aim once again. I guess I can see you now. I think that's everything I've got. Do you want to spend any story points to upgrade my difficulty? You got 2 you're sitting on right now.
Yeah, let's do that because that thing really hurts.
Okay. So you sort of narratively we see you running through the remnants of this wall. That's making it more challenging for it to try and hit. And let's see how it does. Nothing. Blazing away, the wall is getting chewed up by this thing. It's not getting like it's not like artillery where it's going through the wall. It's just pitting it as if it was hit with like a machine gun or something like that. Okay, that is the end of our round. You can hear the hum. Zydeco is like, "Are you dead, boss? You dead yet?"
He's probably never seen anybody go toe to toe with an officer robot like this.
Okay, let me get this out of here too. Okay, so then let's get our initiative. Fuck.
Oh man, this thing is fast. I don't even think I can roll that high. Almost.
Almost. Oh, so close. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So you're out in the open right now. Let's see here. This thing will aim once again. Currently has 3 setback on it. Do you want to spend a story point and upgrade again? That certainly did the trick last time. Or you want to?
Yeah, I think this is kind of a do or die here for Reaper. So yes, let's do it.
That's all set then. Okay, so this thing then unloads on you. Oh, but I get 3. Oh man, you know what?
It hits me.
It might need to spend a round to reload. It can't shoot next turn. However, this turn, it's 10 points of damage. So subtract your armor of 5, take 5 more damage.
Oh man, I'm at 11.
Okay. Oh boy, so you're getting close to a critical. Then
I already have one.
So this thing's, and it tags you with one of those hits. And then what you can see is then there's like. There's a puff of energy or a cloud of smoke comes out, and this thing goes up. You know it's going to be reloading all next round.
Ooh, so this is my chance to kind of get 2 rounds off and maybe take it down.
This could be it, yep. So you got your action for this round. What would you like to do?
The same, strain it up.
Did you heal yourself from the 2 hits that you scored last turn?
I went
you shit?
I know.
Okay.
I've been healing lots, and this is where I'm at.
This is no small thing, right? This is a tough adversary. Okay. All right. So then, what do you do this round?
I'm just trying to finish this thing off while it's reloading. So,
okay. So let me
use my strain.
I'll use it just to get a story point back in your thing. I'm going to upgrade the difficulty by 1.
Okay.
Just because I think this is where things might. Things seem tense right now. You've got no way. Okay, you can't get boost dice right now because of the injury. No. Go right ahead. I think I'm ready here, unless you're spending anything.
Just the strain for the thing and the maneuver for the other thing.
Okay, here we go.
All their hits.
That's a hit.
1 hit anyway.
That's nice. So that is 10 points of damage from the first one, which means. Oh, if you'd hit with the second one, that would have.
Well, I got the reload round.
Yeah, you got the reload round. So this thing is, you can hear it going and cycling. And I think there's a brief flashback to that scene we saw before with you and all those things on the battlefield, because there was a type of Omnic that this was based off of. So you know that cycling sound. You're like, ah.
Yeah.
Then
so what I'm gonna do?
Yep. I'm not going to bother rolling initiative because I know it's got to reload next round.
I'm using all the rest of my strain. So nice. I'm gonna use 2 strain, and I'm gonna close the distance because I know this thing is reloading.
Yep.
To make this shot to try and finish it off before it reloads.
Okay.
And then
I'm going to spend a story point because right now it would be there would be no difficulty to it. So I'll add 1. Just to basically what I'm ruling is that because your thing would drop it down to 0 and you can't get a difficulty of 0, you're forcing me to spend a story point to upgrade the difficulty.
Here we go.
For free. Okay, so here we go. You're good to go. Come on.
Yes. Nice. I think that's enough.
So that is enough to do. Go ahead and give us a 1d.
I can trigger my second gun.
Yes, 1d100 plus 30 because you already got 1 crit on it.
Oh yeah, nice. Oh, that's right. This doesn't necessarily finish it off, does it?
No, not necessarily. Minions drop as soon as they get it, but this thing's a little tougher.
1d100 plus 30.
Yeah.
Oh, whoops. Sorry. /R. 1d100 plus 30.
Go. Ooh,
well, that's a good high number.
Overpowered. The target leaves themselves open, and the attacker may immediately attempt another attack against them as an incidental using the exact same pool as the original attack.
Oh, so it's like I close the distance, I unload on this thing, and now I'm just like
back.
A second barrage.
Go right ahead.
Here we go.
Nice. Oh. So
now all these hits trigger crits. Is that how that works?
Let me check one thing with the crit rolls. I can't remember if the amount of if it's just automatically crits or if it is. Let's see here. Okay. All right. Let's see. Exceeding wound threshold.
Oh, like just to see how hard.
Yeah, to see, because I can't remember if you like the amount of damage you do modifies your roll.
Oh, I didn't heal from those last hits.
Okay, but team defeated. Oh, in this case, I think this is where you're going to take it down.
Okay, yeah.
It's when you... Okay, so but for player characters or for nemesis, you track, and when you take wounds equal to double your threshold, that's when you die. Or you're incapacitated, technically. Okay. So, what does it look like as you blow this thing to complete bits? And you got...
I think it's like you just
heal
see
two
him
as well, too, because you got 2 hits, right? Oh,
yeah.
you just did that.
3 total.
3 total, okay. Yes, 3 total,
the
right.
last one was one more hit, yeah. So, yeah, I think you just, like, it's like I said, he's just, like, closing the distance, and the first 2 shotgun blasts maybe, like, hit it right in the joint, the middle joint there, and sort of knock it off balance. And then you see him sort of step right close up to this thing, and he just puts the one shotgun, like, sort of right where he knows the controller unit is, and just, boom, blows the sort of, like, brain out the back of this thing.
And your one advantage from there, that could be used to recover strain.
Good, because I'm full.
Yeah, you're about to exceed your threshold.
I know. Just
All right, so this thing is blown apart. So you're standing there, you know, panting. You can give a, what was it, determination?
Vigilance or... vigilance
No,
or...
it wasn't vigilance. It was cool or...
cool or discipline.
Yes, cool or discipline. Go ahead and give
They're
us
all the same. To me, they're all the same because my vigilance, my cool, and my discipline are all
the same score. Okay.
Yeah, they're all the same.
All right.
Cool. So then 1.
Nice. Okay, so you recover 1 strain. At the end of that. Then you also have. Oh, I think you recover 2 strain from that as well.
Oh, from the other.
No, ignore me. No, I'm a dummy.
No, it's just the successes, yeah.
Okay, so now what you can do is you can assume Zydeco's not the first time he's tried to patch someone up. He could try and heal you, but right now you are over your wound threshold. Over than half your wound threshold, so you are... It would be an average check, so it would be 2 purples, and he's rolling 3 greens to do that.
Sorry, to do what?
This is to treat your wounds.
Oh.
What you could also do is, today you have used 2 painkillers, and you've got 5 more right now. You've got, because you've that back alley doctor restocked you up on it. Yeah. To use a 3rd one today would heal you of 3 wounds.
Yeah, I might as well do it because it takes me below my halfway point.
Okay, now bring down his difficulty to 1. You can also do medicine on yourself if you've got a better chance. If you have any yellows in your dice pool, that would, like, if you've got at least 1 point in medicine.
No, I'm terrible at medicine.
Okay.
I have 1 green.
Oh, then, yeah, you might want to. So Zydeco will kind of come around the corner, and he's like, "Holy! I didn't know anyone could do that." That's not your first time, is it?
No, that is not my first time fighting those things.
And as you spare a look back at him, I mean, I think, again, it's difficult to read the expression of an Omnic, but I mean, the sinister overtone with that is that, like, you've killed a shit ton of Omnics in the course of the Omnic Crisis.
Yeah.
So he says, I'm not great, but do you want me to patch you up?
Please, anything you can do would help.
Okay, so let's see here. Heal by 1 more.
Jimmy in chat says that shotguns are inaccurate too.
Oh, yeah, they are. We do not appreciate the reminder. That's the last backseat driving we want from chat. So thanks, we appreciate that.
Just so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay. So I got 1 wound back.
Okay.
Right?
You do get 1 wound back. I'm just checking to see if you get. I can't remember if you get strain back as well from first aid. Let's see here.
I do have something that can gain back my strain.
Yeah, you've got a. Is it once per session you can get that?
Yeah. Let's see.
Sure, I'm going to double check.
I still have that critical injury though as well.
The critical injury is not. So that's only until the end of the encounter, though, right? Yours only gave you. You couldn't use boost until the end of the encounter. You still have the injury. Jimmy could try and, Zydeco could try and treat it. It is. Let's see here.
That critical injury.
Yeah, it says only until the end of the encounter. So like
then it goes away.
Yep. Once you're out of the encounter, you're fine. It was a 66, which is an average to treat it. So the severity is 2 purples. You want Jimmy to try and, or Jimmy? Sorry, Jimmy. I keep naming your name. I think I've named a lot of NPCs Jimmy before. So that's do you want Zydeco to try and treat that?
Yeah, you might as well try. I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Because we're not heading back to the doctor before we.
There you go.
We did it.
Yep. See, he's got you. It's not so bad.
Yeah, there we go.
Yep. All right.
Okay, and sorry, I read it. It is heroic recovery, cunning.
Okay.
Once per encounter, you may spend 1 story point to heal 4 strain.
Ooh.
So I guess I had to do it during the encounter.
Yeah. I mean, you could do that now as well.
Right.
In order to recover strain. So I was checking for first aid here. I thought that there was. Let's see, medical care. Yes. So you're going to heal 1 strain as well too from his first medicine roll.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a tiny little bit.
Yeah.
It's not good to get into combat right now.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's good. He's treated the injury as well too. It's if he failed, you would have to wait a week before trying to treat that again.
Oh wow!
The only effect it has is just that it counts as you having another critical wound. So it adds plus each critical wound adds plus 10 to the next critical roll.
I think at this, yeah, okay.
Okay.
I think at this point I'm going to ask Zydeco if he thinks that how dangerous do you think this meeting with Jokaten is? He's not going to try and take my head off, is he?
Why don't you? Let's see here.
Like, I'm just trying to think. Like, I'm trying to judge from Zydeco. Like, am I heading into combat here? Or...
Yeah. Why don't you give us?
Because I wouldn't go in this injured state.
Do you think that Gabriel has a lot of experience with trying to read Omnics for whether they're being truthful or not, or do you think this is a kind of new experience for him?
So, what was his role in the war? He was a soldier.
He was a soldier, and he was sort of a soldier who didn't take the sort of... he was the leader of Overwatch, but he wasn't the face of Overwatch.
No, but what I mean is, like, would he have ever been taking prisoners or interacting with them in the war, or was it all guns blazing?
Because of the way that... I mean, the sort of extermination war that they were fighting, and because it suggests that they were sort of controlled by AIs in a lot of cases, I'm not sure there was a lot of prisoners taken during the Omnic crisis. But I mean, you certainly would be around them quite a bit, and it's not like you were just killing flat out. So maybe, so then that's fine. The only reason I ask is to whether, if he wasn't familiar with that, I'd add a setback dice. But I don't think that's fine. So I've got. Why don't you give us?
Well, and I I can imagine, I mean, if I can spend a story point too, but I can imagine that like going into this and knowing sort of what this scene would be.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe before he left, he was watching, you know, some Overwatch or Blackwatch videos about Omnics and reading them and their deception, or, you know, like, because he knew what he was going into. He knew that this was an Omnic paradise, or Omnic mixed with human paradise that he thought was too good to be true. So he probably knew going into this scenario that he would be dealing with Omnics.
Yeah. So if you want to spend a story point, this will be a vigilance check for you to see if you can tell whether this guy's lying or not.
Yeah. But so what does he say?
Well, we'll see. We'll see what.
Okay. Yeah. So
I want to see whether you can tell it whether he's being truthful or not.
Used two.
Okay, so I've given you. Oh, you used two? Okay, no problem. Let me.
It's my mouse.
Yep, that's okay. I'll give you it back. So you got your one upgrade on the roll. Go ahead and give us a vigilance check.
Here we go. Vigilance. I'm not very good at these things, actually, in general.
Okay. So I think why don't we put that one into strain? This is just, I think, after having fought this thing, you're a little hot right now. But you asked him, what was the question?
What's this meeting with Jokuten going to be like? Is he going to try and take my head off? Like, sort of like, should I expect violence?
And
I guess it's another way to put it.
No. Sir, you want to go and talk to him. He just wants to talk. That is not the truth. Whether it's an ambush or not, because you got 2 successes on that, it's not. I think that what you can tell is that him telling you that it's safe is not actually. That's not true, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's dangerous. Does that make sense?
Yep, absolutely. But I still. So then I think what I would counter with is I would say I've changed my mind about the location of the meeting. If Jokuten wants to meet with me, we're going to meet on my terms.
Okay. And he says that ain't the way this works, Chief.
Well,
he's not meeting with you. You're the one who wants to see him. I can tell Jokuten that that's what you want. He ain't going to go for it. I mean, you don't want to see him. That's your business. But
I mean, I know where to go. I mean, I'm just saying that, like, walking into an
what you know meeting, is the name, though. You don't know where that is.
Right.
Yeah, you don't know where Samir Hill is.
No, but I could maybe force Zydeco to tell me.
Could.
I don't know. It's just so dangerous to have 0 strain available and a third of my wounds to go into. If there is a combat or anything, it's like I'm by myself. I mean,
this is probably like about because you arrived here. All this shit has happened all within one day.
Yeah, it's like I know. It's like it was the morning when they attacked me. We decided he took the overnight flight and like.
So you're sort of, you know, you're looking at the smoking remnants of this OR-15. You look at this Omnic that you're fairly sure is not telling you the whole truth. You're feeling you're pretty shit kicked. There's a lot of like. Let's go back to quickly the scene outside of Nimbani here. So, like, there's a bunch of other smaller communities that are out here. Some, well, I mean, most would probably be occupied, but I mean, like, if what you just want to do is find a place to hole up for it, like, you could conceivably say, you know, it's too dangerous to travel at night. We'll find somewhere to hold up. Full night's rest, you get all your strain back.
Right. I mean, yeah, exactly. Like if I at least had strain to spend as far as like a social encounter or whatever, like, because basically either type of encounter with the, how I'm feeling, right, how my character's feeling, he
Yeah.
feels like he's outmatched.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so the place we're going is somewhere outside of the city.
It is.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you're gonna have to travel over land to get there.
Oh, now that I understand. Okay, I thought it was like.
No, he's not bringing you
Right.
somewhere in the where he's taking you is a place outside. I think. Sorry, I should have made that more clear. It is it's a town. It's going to take you a day to get there.
Oh, okay, I understand now. Yeah, I think then that's what I would say to him is I would play it up as, we need to find things are too hot. It's just so now if I know it that way, then I wouldn't have said that like I want to change the meeting. What I would have said is more like, things are too hot with the police right now. We need to find somewhere outside of the city to lay low till morning, and then travel on.
Yeah. Okay. Then.
Especially like standing over this smoking corpse.
Yeah. Things are too hot right now. You kick the remnants of his OR-15.
Yeah. Like some flames come out of the.
How do you want Zydeco to take this? Because that'll tell us whether, like, are you trying to lie to him? Are you trying to?
I mean, there's a small amount of deception in it because it is because I'm feeling strained more than otherwise I probably would have traveled on.
Yeah.
So there's some deception in there, but it's like there is some truth to it as well because like this is we are in the middle of a scene here. Like we were attacked at the coffee shop. We've been on the run and now we had to kill a police robot.
Yeah,
like,
and I mean, it was only luck that this thing wasn't networked with the others.
Right.
Like this is, the fact that it was just doing patrol outside of the city perimeter.
So it's like always one of those like the best kind of lies is like, it's mostly true.
Okay.
But there's like some deception there. So
which do you think is a greater part of you? Are you? I mean, it sounds like you're a little annoyed with this kid as well. If you wanted to use coercion to tell him like this is what's happening.
Yeah, like that's sort of the way I see it. Is like it is like I'm in charge of. I don't care what he thinks. I'm sort of in charge of this. Operation.
Okay. I'm going to give you one because you're doing coercion. You just single-handedly took down an OR-15. I'll give you a boost dice for that.
Nice.
And then I think you're otherwise good to go here. Go right ahead.
Ooh,
nice.
Interesting.
Okay.
The strain of this is really.
I think
for me.
Let's just put that into strain. I mean, you're so long. It's not AD&D. Let's say random encounters. What we will do though is let's just do this. I'm going to make it an easy task. You know what? Don't take the strain. It's that Zydeco, you're not going to draw on your ally to try and find a place to hole up. So I think this will be a easy. What do you call it?
Streetwise?
Yeah, easy streetwise. Let's just make it interesting. I'll make it a. Not downgrade, upgrade. I'll make it a red.
Yeah.
By spending swordway just to get some points back in there, because I mean, something interesting might come up here. Go right ahead whenever you're ready for streetwise.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Oh yeah, this is the one that I pumped up.
Yep. Come on.
What the heck, man?
Okay.
Wow.
So with 4 advantages, though, I mean that's enough to get a.
That's amazing. So that means I can't find somewhere.
It means that you're not undiscovered, but what it'll do.
It's like we're forced to hide somewhere that like someone's obviously knows I'm here and is looking for me. We're easy to find.
I think. What would be the advantage here? I think what happens is that you're forced to sort of wherever. Let's say that's wherever you are, wherever you do take refuge, because it's not like you're trying to find like you're trying to find a place to be safe. It was just a place where you wouldn't get spotted, right?
Right.
Someone's going to be aware, and it's not the police. We already know you got away from the CPD, but someone else may be aware that you are here. But what's the fortunate turn of events that you think you get with the 3 advantage?
Well, I mean, like, if we just want to keep it a little bit storyline wise,
yeah,
maybe there's someone here or something that Zydeco knows, and so instead of kind of maybe he starts out being annoyed by this idea of like we're stopping here at this place, but then he runs into someone that he knows, and so it's just a little bit more of a positive experience for him. Like okay,
you know
what I mean? Like he's not as mad at me kind of thing, like because he like gets to have a couple drinks or whatever he does with his like a friend, a chum or something.
So there's maybe there are some Omnics, like you guys are driving along, and then he's finally, after like say an hour of silence, as you're going past these places, he's like, wait, turn left here. On your hover biking, turning down this road, and you find that there is a community of Omnics that are working in here, mixed-sized people, I think they're just sort of, it's the equivalent of like, teenage squatters kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They're there to have a good time and whatnot. So like, he'll be sort of partying with his buddies and whatnot. You'll be on the outside. You know that whatever connection he may have with the Anduga Wachuma, they're for sure going to know where you are, what's going on, but it doesn't prevent you from getting a full night's rest. And I think that's probably it for your advantages that you get from that. That's a really good roll. So somebody is aware of what's going on. You just know that, Zydeco's hiding something from you. So maybe, do you think Reyes actually like takes part in the celebrations, or he's sort of keeping his distance, letting Zydeco and these kids, kind of do their thing? It's super quiet outside of the city. Like there's probably, you can picture, the bright lights, sort of like when you're, like when you're in a highway and the prairies in the dark, and you see the city all lit up in the distance. That's sort of where you are. It's blackness all around you, but the bright lights and the gleaming towers of Numbani are well ahead of you.
I think I just leave him to be with his friends.
Okay.
I don't necessarily trust him, and I don't think that I have enough, like, I don't have anything in common with him. I don't have any like common ground to like sort of change that social thing. I think that just finding the place where he's enjoying himself, that was sort of like the,
so I think,
I don't know.
Yeah, you step away from them, and what you find is, as you're sort of walking along, you can see one upside is with the urban glare nearby, staring up, like it is just nothing but stars. It's just a beautiful, so full of stars, more so than you could have. I mean, I think you've probably been in such a situation before, but you just have forgotten.
Yeah.
At times. And it's as you're walking along that you hear clank, your foot kick something. And looking down, you can see those blocky head units of the
of the tank
bastions
guys. Yeah.
There's one that is almost completely buried, sticking up like a brick out of the ground. And you're reminded that this whole area, this whole city, it was bought with blood.
Right. This was a war zone.
Yeah. I think as you turn and make your way back to rest, you may be seeing the celebrating, and again, like they're sitting around kind of a burning, maybe like a, not a fusion, but like a electrical powered sort of campfire type thing. They're all laughing and just the way that kids do. You get yourself to where you're going to be resting, lay down, and get your full night's sleep, knowing it's going to be a long day ahead of you tomorrow. The night is uneventful for you, apart from perhaps more dreams, but it doesn't prevent you from waking up the next morning with 0 strain.
Yay.
And, oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, now I feel ready to meet with, Joka 10 if I rested.
Yeah. Well, and with your with a new day dawning as well too, if you choose to make use of one of your other painkillers, it'll heal 5 now.
Right. I could go back. I could just go right to refreshed. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So you get up, you get out, and you can see like they're all sort of in they're, I don't know, charging or something like that in the kitchen. As you walk in, Zydeco turns. This is ready to go. We've fueled up or powered up the bike.
I'm ready to go.
Okay. So then we'll pick up. Let's see here. We'll grab your tokens here. Let's take a look at the landscape that you'll be traveling across today.
Nice.
Yeah. But before we do that, why don't we take our mid-session break right now?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. So we'll be back momentarily, folks. All right. I had a thought during the break. Jimmy, are you the JJ Games who wrote this thing? I don't know. I saw you mentioned that it's your favorite game. Never seen. Oh, it's Wayne had seen it before. Yeah, Jimmy. I don't know if you're still there, but if I know JJ Games is the one who wrote this in the first place. I don't know what their name is. So if you are, then by all means keep interrupting, because it will. This thing has been fantastic. I really, really, really love this conversion. So then, Jeffrey. We now find you traveling across the plains outside of, or plains of Numbani. Is there anything that you want to ask of Zydeco before you guys head out? He tells you it's going to take the full day. It'll be 8 hours of travel, and it's going to be rough. So it's good that you got an off-road hover bike. Oh, you might be muted, Jeff.
Did mute myself for the break. I don't know if there's anything I really have to say to him in the morning. I think I'm trying to keep it a little bit like I'm in charge of this mission, even if he's the one who knows where we're going.
Okay.
And so I don't want it to be too chummy.
Sure. So you start heading out. I
also don't know why I can't trust him yet, but I don't feel like I can. So
yeah. I think with him having seen his friends and you sort of having. It's either you're back on his good side, whether that's, or at least what appears to be his good side, whether that is your, because of going along with his plan, or whether it's just his nature. But he seems much, friendly and friendlier and chattier with you. We can picture that in the course of the day-long travel, you guys are seeing wildlife go by. You're seeing reminders, overgrown. Giant, hunks of metal that were part of the Titans that were used in this thing. But as much as the land has healed of the scars that it suffered during the Omnic Crisis, when you pass through villages and towns and whatnot that have walls, with clear signs of bullets or either bullet damage or energy weapon discharges, it's clear that this, the scars of war are not far beneath the surface of whatever has healed here. When you take a break to have, a drink or whatnot, and Zydeco's just idly, waiting for you to finish up what you're doing, or taking, your comfort break, as it were. He tries to chit-chat a little bit, but I'm picturing you're being a little gruff in your responses.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I'm not being rude or... but yeah, just...
Yeah. So he says at one point, so you were in Overwatch, right?
That's right.
Did you see any fighting here?
Was I actually here in these lands?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I did fight here.
Like, Overwatch is sort of, you weren't frontline fighters per se, like you weren't cannon fodder, you were like an elite strike team that would go and sort of take out...
Right, like high end.
Definitely, and I think that there's probably, it's not inconceivable that you would have come at some point here.
Right. Yeah. We had boots on the ground here. My boots, specifically.
You've been back since?
Nope. First time. Things have changed a lot.
Yeah. In some ways, yeah. In other ways, I try and make it sound nice, Numbani, but let me ask you. You fought the Omnics. You think it's possible for us to put all that behind us?
So is it common knowledge that they were sort of brain controlled or
it's not
mind
clear
controlled?
exactly how, at least from the things I've read, it's not clear the degree to which there was autonomy. I think because there was, the way they describe it is that there was a peace afterwards, which makes me think that there was a degree of autonomy.
Right.
So there are certain Omnics, the Bastions were one type of unit that's out there, but there is the character from the video game is one that sort of went down or powered down or something like that during the crisis and then woke up 30 years later.
Right. So what would I refer to as sort of the AI that was driving the war?
So it's not. There is AI that can enslave other Omnics, but it seems like there's also Omnics who just were happy to fight against humanity.
Right.
And
so
that's
it's kind of both.
Yeah, and that's different from ones that are what we would consider unscrupulous or selfish. There's a character who's part of Talon, that evil organization named Maximilian, who's their banker. And he's just he could interchange him with any number of scheming Godfather-esque kind of, he's the Meyer Lansky, of the Omnic world. You might consider him evil because he'll do awful things to maintain power and whatnot, same like any criminal boss would be, but they're not genocidal the way that the Omnic armies were.
Right.
So I think it depends. There's probably what you can, for the purpose of our game, you can assume that it's a mix. Some people fought because that, and I mean also when the humans were fighting back to exterminate them, they did enslave the Omnics effectively, for a long time too. So
I think the way I would answer that question then would be sort of well, I don't know, Zydeco. People can't even really seem to stop going to war against each other. And if the Omnics are just fitting in as another group of sentient beings on this planet, I don't see the war stopping completely anytime soon.
Can't. He kind of nods. That's what... and he kind of stops and... Well, I guess we should get back on. You can push him a little further if you'd like. Or you let it go. It's your call.
Yeah, it's really tough. I think this is a moment of debate for him because he is trying to sort of keep this leadership thing and not trying to be too buddy. He still hasn't decided if he's going to end up having to kill Zydeco at some point.
Yeah.
Right? He's not sure sort of where this whole thing is going. If it's leading to an ambush, that gun that I think he's got in his, tucked in his blue trousers there may get pulled on me at some point. So,
and it's worth remembering as well that this is what this Ndugu Wachuma is what Chapman was investigating.
Right.
When he was missing.
So, he might have been on a bike ride very similar to this before he went missing. And so, I'm leery. So I think that if I would push him, it would be almost a deception, almost pretending, pretending to be interested.
Okay.
But I think I'm gonna leave it, let him sort of get away at this point without, because I think I want to get back on the road.
Sure.
And so
you get on, and it's a long day of travel, and you're not able to make the same. You're not traveling on a highway, right? It's difficult travel. But we can cut and see, you looking down, there's a whole herd of ibexes or something like that or whatever. I think an ibex is actually a European thing that I was reading about recently. I didn't realize that that it's something that can be found in the upper reaches of some of the Alps.
Oh,
For some
wow.
reason, I thought it was an African thing, but in any event, this isn't fucking Nature Channel. But
No.
in any event, it's just so you see some. There's a bunch of like.
I think they're like actually antelopes or whatever.
Yeah, sure. The antelopes that are kind of springing or whatever they are, making their way.
They are.
Yeah. It's a it's a good reminder of how fast that the wilderness sort of reclaimed this. You also pass a lot of communities that it seems like Nimbani, the city, its feelings extend out for quite a distance, because the first half of your day you're passing by. When you are, passing towns, you can see that there's a mix of humans and omnics that are working together. As you get further out, it does seem to, I think you're avoiding some of the communities, but from what you can see, from a distance, they seem to be getting closer to being either all humans or all omnics.
Oh, yeah.
Just because it's, this Numbani is a outlier, not a reflection of the world, right? Right. It is later in the day. You're traveling in a more flat and less vegetation. You're actually able to travel on a road for this stretch. The sun has finally gone down. At this point, you've been traveling for about maybe about an hour in the darkness. You're kind of rolling around, and you can hear Zydeco pipes up, and again, you can hear it in kind of your earpiece. Not far now. Maybe 2 hours. We should be there. You've come, having spent now, 2 or day and a half with Zydeco, you come to realize that one of the ways that it is important to understand the the inflection or whatever, I guess the way of reading an omnic is through its voice as well. In the same way that they tend to, over emphasize with their gestures and whatnot, and their body language. Their voices likewise seem to be overly more expressive. At least you're realizing that that's sort of a way of making up the difference when you can't read someone's face.
Right.
So the reason I mention that is because he sounds, you think, a little excited.
So this is where I will ask. It's been a while since you've been here.
Well, yeah. I mean, Joko Tensei, we need someone in Numbani, and I'm happy to be that person.
Is this your hometown?
Well, if I were to have a place that's a hometown, I suppose I'd want to call it this. But it's more of a community.
People you miss there?
He kind of laughs. It ain't much to look at, though.
Anyone you're looking forward to seeing?
It's the people that make a place. And that's who I'm looking forward to seeing.
Of course.
So you, would you give us, let me see here, a vigilance. Let me just set up a difficulty here. Yeah. Would you give us a vigilance check, please? You can spend, right now you're rolling as 1 red, 2 purples, and 1 black.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if I upgraded, I just have 2 yellows instead of a yellow and a green, so it's not a great check for me either way.
Okay.
So let's see. Oh, yeah. No
Oh,
chance.
you got triumph, though.
Oh, interesting.
Yes. So you failed, but you got an advantage and you got a triumph. So the advantage, I think there's a no-brainer. That's going to be a boost dice for whatever you're going to, is going to happen in a moment. The triumph, what are you thinking? Let me describe what's about to happen, and then you can tell us if there's anything that you want to.
Is this like social or combat?
let me tell you what you see. So
okay.
what I would see is that for a brief moment, there is a waning moon out tonight, so there's not an awful lot of light, but there's very few clouds in the sky, so there's a lot of light in the air. For a briefest of seconds, I think, will be the triumph, because it's not a success. I think it will position yourself really well for what's about to happen. You spare a look in the rearview mirror, and I don't know why you think to do this, but you think to adjust it. And as you adjust your rearview mirror, and it's sort of like you have to move it up, there's a brief moment where you get an angle to like directly above you. And that's what you see when you see what is coming up behind you. And you need not make any kind of roll to know what that is. It is a Talon dropship.
Wow.
Traveling in stealth mode. And I think as it's going along, you can see the side, it just moves ever so slightly to the side. The door opens up. And you can tell there is, let me see here. Inside, there are the one of the here we go. Wearing the telltale armor of Talon. One of their troops manning a heavy cannon that is about to fire. Now, you have a triumph in this. You didn't spot them before they were really upon you, but what do you think that triumph might translate to?
Right, because it's not right. It's like you don't have advantage on.
Yeah, like a triumph counts as a.
What if the triumph was just that it's not that we don't see them.
Yep.
But we happen to be in like a piece of terrain right when they come up on us that is like kind of so they it's like affecting their ability to just drop on it, like right when they get there is like right when we're either turning or going by a couple of rocks trees or something like that, or a patch of trees.
Sure, right. Yeah. Okay.
It's just like an advantage of terrain.
Yeah, I love that. So then, they just can't open fire on you right away. So then, first thing we need to do is transition into our fighty tunes here. And then, we need to roll some initiative.
Yeah.
So, this thing is hovering above you. You may, it's been years since we've done this, but you may remember that the vehicle combat in Genesys or Fantasy Flight is actually pretty fun. However, your thing does not appear to be armed with any weaponry.
No.
They are within medium range right now, though. So
right, they're flying in close to get a shot.
Yeah.
Ah.
I love it. This is the in the thing. That's the illustration that he chose for Reaper for the NPC.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. It's great work. Great work. All right, so then I'm just checking to see what they've got. Okay, so. I'm gonna. There's only one you can see right now, but it is going to be a squad of them. So let me just put 3 up there, and then I'll put their wound threshold. Get between now and next session. I need to remember to change the auto setup here. Okay, there's 3 of them. You can see it. You can't edit it. Boom. All right, everything's visible there, right? One thing I'll remind you as well, too, is that when minions take strain, that counts as damage to them. So if you've got, like, scary shit or fun evocative stuff, that can still, affect them.
Right.
Now, so you didn't spot them, so we're going with Vigilance for your initiative again. So you do. Why don't I roll first again, clear it, and then you make your roll so you know what you're rolling against?
Sure.
That sounds like it seems like it's a more tense way to go about it, right? Okay, so these guys are actually kind of crap at this. That's pretty good.
So am I.
So let's see here. Let's see here. Nope.
Initiative is not one of this character's strong points.
So only one. Now for you, I'm going to give you a boost because of Zydeco's here too. Go ahead and give us your. Oh, it doesn't translate through though.
Oh no, not on initiative. Yeah. Oh, nice.
Okay, so you've got you will be acting first. So you have your choice of actions first. What would you like to do? This thing is, and it's got cover right now, but as soon as you move out of this area, you're going to be open again.
So now I'm going to take advantage of the story point that I spent earlier to say that I had smoke grenades in the luggage compartments. I'm thinking that, like, I need to get these guys on the ground. Like, if they have air superiority, we're kind of toast. And so, like, what I'm going to do is, like, slam on the brakes and sort of throw down this smoke grenade so that, like, as they're flying over top and expecting us to come out the other side, like a puff of smoke or, the smoke is going to drift out from the smoke grenade.
Okay.
I'm trying to get them on the ground so that I can actually fight them.
Sure. And are you trying to...
Well, just that it's hard for them to shoot into this.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, as you're traveling along at like, relatively close to highway speed right now too.
Yeah. So, I mean, it would take probably like quite a ways to slow down, but...
So are you just going to release the smoke grenades and sort of like trail it behind you, or?
No. Like I'm trying to I'm going to stop like just after these trees, like so.
Okay, so then that's the
like
action.
As soon as I see them,
so your action is going to have to be to sort of
break hard.
Exactly. Okay, so let's see here. Then here we go. Vehicle rolls. All right. Dangerous driving. I love it. Gain the advantage. Let's see here.
See, but I do have... Oh, I guess I can't necessarily throw it, but I have quick draw. So once per round on your turn, I can draw...
here we go. So
holster an item or a weapon as an incidental action.
Yeah, so you can get that grenade, and then a decelerate is actually only a maneuver. It's not a...
Not a full action.
No, and let's say you're traveling at 2 right now. So your vehicle, your hover cycle. Let's do this. I don't think I have something. It's a speeder bike, but let's see here. Bike. I have speeder bike in here. Look at that. Boom. Nice. It's not the right thing, but
hey. Yeah, because this is. There you go.
The only thing I need here, we're gonna make a. Here, you're gonna control it. And
hey, for all we know, it's not far off.
Exactly. Let's see. Okay, so the stats for this thing, I'll use motorcycle here. Okay, so its strain threshold is 3. So it will suffer... What are you closing for? And its wound threshold is 2.
It can't take much damage.
Cannot take much damage, but it is... vehicle scale, or it's called planetary scale in the game, where it like 10 points of damage reflect 1 point of damage. So even though it's only got 1, unless this thing
I see. Yeah. The wounds are much higher because it's like
exactly like unless this thing's equipped with planetary scale weaponry. So in its max speed is a 2. So I think you're traveling along at 2. To bring this to a full stop is just going to cause 1 strain to this thing.
Yeah, let's do it. I don't care about this rental bike, really.
So go ahead. I've got it set up just like your character. Red is your wound threshold for the bike.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
And blue is strain.
Yep.
Oh, wait.
Okay, so you slam that thing to a halt. As an incidental, you've got that smoke grenade out, and then where do you want to place that smoke grenade?
Probably like, sort of as much around us as I can. Like, so,
yep.
but maybe slightly in front of it. Like I'm trying to drift into it or whatever, like as we're stopping, because I do want the actual cover from it.
Yep.
The goal here is to get them to disembark the drop ship.
Okay.
I feel we're outgunned while they're on the drop ship, but
yeah. So let's do this. One, now, is there an unsteady platform penalty? Let's see here.
Yeah, possibly.
Let's see here. Blanket barrage.
Oh, right, because there'll be a throw.
Yeah, like it's going to be easy to throw this thing. I know Savage Worlds has an unsteady platform thing, and there's a lot of other games like Shadowrun.
So this is like ranged, light kind of thing, or what?
Just normally.
Or is there throw or athletics? Or?
Maybe fire once per round. No, there's nothing in it. This game doesn't give that penalty. Fits with a cinematic sort of thing. So, okay, cool. So, it'll just be then if you're basically trying to have it disperse in your zone, it'll be plus the difficulty is set for you.
Yeah.
And actually, you've got some pretty awesome light ranged. So I've got the dice pool set up for you with your extra green dice.
So roll my normal ranged light.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah.
Awesome.
Nice.
Plays exactly so. Zydeco is like, what is it? Yeah, clearly he didn't see anything.
Yeah.
What happened?
I think I would probably just say drop ship.
Okay. What? And then you hear the like loud like reverse thrusters of this thing, and it's completely obvious that it's there now. Let me.
Yeah. What are they gonna do?
Let me set their thing up here as well. Well, what happened is
how do you gain the things again? The
charges.
Yeah.
You can suffer 5 strain to gain 1 charge. You can cash in 4 advantage or a triumph to get 1 charge.
Yeah.
So I mean, like you could have spent a story point to have the cover that you're enjoying right now to alter the scene, and instead cash that triumph in to give yourself 1 charge towards your ultimate.
Right. I was just thinking that would be interesting, but I
100% agree.
Yeah, okay, let's do that.
Okay.
We'll just shift the story.
Yeah, because your Death
instead.
Blossom is super badass.
Yeah, and we haven't got to see it yet, and we might not play much beyond. Who knows how far we'll go, right?
Yeah.
So that's the green bar, right?
That is the green bar, yes. That's your charges.
1 green bar.
And then you need only 2 more. So technically you could suffer 10 strain and then unleash it if you wanted.
Yeah, we'll see how we'll
Yeah.
We'll let the fight play out for a second before we just go.
Okay, and I'm just grabbing a what do you call it, an air vehicle here. Let's use. Yeah, that's probably about right. All right, so I'm saying the only thing I wanted it's going to have to decelerate pretty harshly as well too. So I just want to see how much strain it can suffer. See, it's got a bigger strain threshold than you.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You can see but not edit. See but not edit. All right. Okay, here we go. All right, so this thing, it does have to decelerate quite a bit, so it suffers 3 points of strain. As it maneuvers around, it will try and... I think it's going to try and like position itself a little lower to allow these things to fire at you. So let's see what that'd be. Yeah, this can be dangerous driving. So the silhouette of the vehicle is a 3. Let's see here, 3, and then I'll set the. Let's see, there's 3 of them I said. Okay. Yeah, I'll spend a story point to upgrade it, just get some story points back for you. Because it's not a super consequential thing to try here. And it does. All right. So this thing, whoever's behind the wheel of this Talon thing has managed to... Yep, position themselves. They hover down, like you can see through the smoke, the light coming from the front of that thing, or the sides, and then you can hear the whine of that thing spinning up. It's about to fire on...
The ship's guns, do I think, are firing up?
Yeah, it's not on the thing. No, the one that like the guy was hanging out.
The guy out the back. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So, let's see here. And
who did you say these guys are to me?
Talon. This is effectively like a...
They're Cobra, if we're G.I. Joe kind of thing?
Honestly, yeah. Really.
Well, I mean, it's like just the most simple way to...
Yeah, it's very much that is a good way of thinking of it. Now, they're medium distance away from you. And then they... Let's see here, I got that down. All right, they are going to unleash here. Should I make it easier for you to decide what to do? Yeah, fuck it. Let's do that. There we go. Now, you have... I'm going to give you 2 blacks from the cover, and then you naturally have 3.
Which max is 4, right?
Max is 4, yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Now, I don't know. I know max is 4 what you can get from your gear. I actually don't know if that's the case with... Let's just look it up just to be sure, because I know that they introduced an idea of limits to the dice pools, which I really like. Let's see here. Okay.
This definitely makes me want to consider getting the Genesys book.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
I mean, you know, I always really liked this system. I mean, I probably talked it up more than anyone when we were playing Star Wars and whatnot. So.
It is, yeah, and it's a great. I mean, that's wonderful to hear. I've really, it has been really fun revisiting the.
I'd like to have, the only problem with it is, so I'd like to have it to, you know, maybe play something with my friends locally here. But the problem is you need the special dice. Oh, there's dice roller
there's
apps
an app,
and stuff.
Yeah, and there's free apps you can find on.
I guess we also still use, like in my game space, I have a big TV, so we can still use Roll20 there as well.
Oh, totally. Yeah. And I mean, there's an online dice roller as well too, and the app is, I mean, I think it's like $5 or something like that. So like, if you had one of those, and I think you can get the dice for like, that's not something that has gone up in crazy price, especially the Genesys ones.
I remember we talked about the IRL of this dice. It's so much nicer to have something that just instantly gives you the results instead of playing cancel, and especially because the way the symbols are displayed and stuff, it would be something that would be a small and a barrier of teaching to a new player. Yeah.
It's like with a small dice pool, it's kind of fun, but like once you, once the dice pool gets to a certain size, it's a fucking pain in the ass.
Well, it's like a stupid mini game. Like if you're playing it in real life and you're trying to, like, it's a stupid mini game every time. Like, hey, here's all the dice you roll, and now, well, make sure to cancel out all the symbols properly. And because there's 3 kinds of symbols and they all cancel each other out.
Yeah, I can't see anything here, at least not easily, where it says a maximum size. So I think I got the 4 from gear. I'm going to give you the extra one anyway from the. So I was going to give you a 2 from the smoke cover. All right, so I got my dice pool together here. Let's see how they do. Failed, but with 1 advantage. I'm going to give you a setback dice on yours. So it's covered. Like you can see they're opening up. This is just regular, like regular projectiles that are coming. It's not an energy weapon, and it's completely skittering. You can hear the zing of the bullets hitting off. Zidiko's like, "What are they doing? What are they doing?" Your turn. What are you doing?
I want to do something really stupid.
Love it.
So I know the guy is like got the door of this thing open and he's leaning out of it, right?
Yep.
Now, I can literally teleport where I can see.
Yep. If you want to teleport into the vehicle, you absolutely can do that.
Yeah, like into their dropship.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think I just tell Zydeco to, stay undercover.
Okay.
And I'm going to.
So it's a maneuver. You disappear. You can hear now, like, there's the sound of the engine, there's the sound of them. There's two other guys who have weapons ready in here who are like, whoa!
Yeah, like all of a sudden I'm on the ship with them.
Yeah. So that was a maneuver. What are you going to do with your action?
Okay, so that's my one maneuver. So I can fire. Yeah, I'm just going to try and fire this round.
Okay.
I'm not going to do my.
Now, did you draw your weapon? You could suffer 2 strain as a second maneuver and draw another weapon this round, and then have it as your incidental get your second one out.
Oh, I see. I think I'm just going to take one out this round.
Okay. Just
as a quick draw of the first one.
Okay.
Because I'm just going to shoot once. I'm not going to do the guns blazing. I'm just going to
Not a bad thing with its minions. So if it carries over, if you do more than 5 points of damage that gets through their armor, you'll take out multiple ones, right? This is the Stormtrooper effect again.
Yeah. But so I'm just going to fire the first round here, just at the first guy, basically, right in front of me.
Let me set the difficulty here for you. So this is effectively... Are you doing... you're not doing dual wielding or anything, so it's just short range?
Yeah.
Yep, go right ahead.
So here we go.
Oh, wait. I got to add a setback dice on you up too.
Oh, sorry.
That's good. Let me roll a setback dice separately here. I've got my dice out. I can justify its existence now. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Okay. Oh. It is one. What do you call it? Basically, I take away your advantage.
Oh, okay.
But that is 5. So it's 12 points of damage you do, which is enough to outright. So the one that is firing out the window is like turns around, looks at you like, what the? And blows him
blast him off the ship.
Yeah. And another one kind of like, what are you? And you elbow him to knock him back. So they've taken a total of 7 points of damage. The other one's nearly ready to go down. And that is the end of round 1. So let's clear out everything here. I'll give them a turn. So you are now. You've taken one out, which means that
they roll less on their vigilance.
Exactly. The more you take out, the worse their checks are. So 2 successes for them.
Oh, here we go. Come on, I need a good roll here.
Come on. Oh, nice.
So the 2 advantage are the tiebreaker? Yeah.
Yep. The advantage is always tiebreaker. So, okay, great.
Okay, so now I use my quick draw and draw out the second shotgun.
Yep.
Nice. And seeing as I saw how that went, I will now go guns blazing.
Okay.
So I'll take the 2 strain.
Okay.
To really try and blast these guys before they just get the complete jump on them here.
Yep.
Here we go.
Okay. So, Ola, let me set the difficulty here.
Yeah.
You're going guns blazing, so I have to... I don't have my story points.
Oh.
But we do... Because Jimmy reminded us, we've got your...
yeah. I have 2 setbacks.
Yeah, 2 setbacks from that. Otherwise, you are... Now, do they have any armor? They do not. Go right ahead.
Here we go.
Oh! So they're ducking and weaving and getting out of the way. Oh, God. Look out.
You know what?
You have a second lucky?
The story points. What's that?
Is that your second lucky?
Yeah, I'm going to use my second lucky break.
Let's do it.
There we go. Send one back to you.
Okay.
And re-roll that.
Here we go.
Oh, with a boost.
Oh, yeah, with a boost. Hold on, let me put that boost in for you. Good to go. Go ahead.
It's like he takes the first shot he can see.
Yeah.
It's not... Oh!
But that's 8 damage, and you can spend 2 advantage
to hit with the second
shot, which is So the 2 other ones that are in here, apart from the pilot, what does it look like? I'll give you the description.
Yeah, like I think this is just like like you said, he shot the first one right off the deck, and I think before they can even react, there's sort of probably like the puff of smoke from his armor as he turns and sort of steps towards them one after the other, just sort of boom, boom, and just like And then I think I don't know what you want to say, but sort of like then he like steps, towards the cockpit or whatever is like the end of that,
Well, you could spend 2 advantage to take a free maneuver.
Yeah, to move towards the cockpit.
Okay. So the guy in the cockpit, let's...
Yeah, I guess he's
I think
got the ability to fight back.
What is what's your coercion pool?
Oh.
Yeah, I'm going to make
If I engage with him, does my fear thing happen?
It does, yeah.
Right.
Oh, right. So hold on. I got to make a discipline check for him.
So
and his... their willpower is actually pretty good. But let's see here.
Oh.
So what we see is you stepping into this thing, and the pilot's sort of like flying over, and he's looking out the window, and then he sort of looks up, huh? And then all we see is the cockpit blows away. He ejects out of it because he's terrified of
emergency. I love it. There's probably like smoke coming out of the barrels of both shotguns, and like my armor's smoking, and like.
Oh yeah, totally. And with the way the light is being cast up to, in kind of a foreshadowing kind of way, it looks like a skull, right? Like a bluish white light that's just casting the highlights of your body or your face. The thing ejects, and now the whole ship starts like beginning to turn and rotate. So you can try and get control over this thing if you like, or you can just try and book it out of this thing. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's probably more dramatic for him to just like turn and run and jump out the open door as it's coming down and have this thing just crash in the desert.
Let's do this here. Let me get turns.
As cool as it would be to arrive at camp with this thing, I think it's more dramatic to jump out and have it explode.
Well, you don't want misunderstandings. I think that
I don't want them to exactly.
Yeah, anyone in the know would know. Okay, so let's do this. Let's say, let's
make a roll.
A hard one. So we'll make it 3. This will be, I think, what, athletics? Yeah, athletics.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
So hard means what?
It just means I've got 3 purples.
Okay, and purples are
the equivalents of greens.
The same as greens.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a good close roll because I have 2 greens and a yellow, so it's a nice.
Nice. All right, so you time it perfectly to land and roll. This thing explodes in an exceptionally cool way, and Zydeco's like, "Boss." And you stand up, almost like, in the game of you appearing.
Yeah, like the summoning of the...
At the shrouded with your hood on, your big cape, fire burning behind you, and Zydeco's just like, oh. You see his little lights kind of go in and out as if he's double blinking to see if he can believe what he's seeing.
Yeah, first he saw me take down this cop robot, and now a dropship comes upon us, and I'm gone, and the things crash.
Yeah. Okay.
I think he's gonna be a little intimidated if he was planning on turning against me.
Oh, most definitely. So he, as you walk back to the bike, we'll go back to our non-fighty tunes here. Zydeco says, "What the hell is that all about? Who were those guys?"
What was their name again?
Talon.
Was a Talon dropship.
The hell's Talon have to do with this?
Obviously, they tracked me here.
You guys have definitely, Blackwatch in particular, you've had some dealings with Talon. Talon is, Spectre is a good cognate for them as well, too. Like, they're in the aftermath of a global... first off, give us a, discipline or cool check.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
See if we can get your strain back.
No.
Ew. Okay. I don't think you suffer strain as a result of that. It's just...
Right, you just
bugging you that. So... Yeah.
Okay, so just a second. So then, do I think that they're just here to assassinate me, or do I think that they must be also involved in the politics of this somewhere?
So there's a couple of things that I think could be like are questions that need to be answered. One, how the hell do they find you all the way out here?
Right.
Like you are really in the middle of nowhere here, in the dead of night. You got your lights on and whatnot, but like, how would anyone know that you're out here?
Right.
What the hell? Talon, as far as you know, has no connection with Ndugu Wachuma, and they are not pro-Omnics, anti-Omnics. They are just in it for themselves. They're trying to basically subvert the kind of the world order in the wake of the Omnic crisis.
Okay, so then I'm going to check over I would say I'm not sure why Talon's here. And then I'm going to check over the rental bike thoroughly to see if it's got a tracker on it somewhere. Because, I mean, that's the only thing I can imagine at this point.
Yeah.
Unless Zidico's turn. Like, I mean, if I don't find something, then Zidico might be explaining, although he didn't seem to. Can I try and read him to see when he said, "Who are those guys?" To see if he
absolutely.
had any inflection.
Let me. I'm just gonna. I've got one. One story point left because I'm going to upgrade it for the difficulty of finding something. But let me just get. Him set up here. Okay.
The first roll would be to see if I believe him.
Otherwise you. Why don't you give us a vigilance check, please?
Oh, I don't know.
You can't.
Right. Whether he's lying or not, I have no idea.
Yeah, it's now you're back to feeling like. And you get that advantage though. So I think what if this is just it's similar to the situation when you were searching your room, where like you didn't find a bug, but you just knew something was wrong, and it sort of converts over to a boost dice for whatever your next action is.
Right.
Your paranoia is kicking in again.
Right. Which my next action was to search the bike.
Okay, let me just. I did spend for this. Okay, so I think that would be.
Somebody's been on to me since I've been here. I mean,
yeah.
I was attacked at my hotel. I was attacked at the coffee shop by a sniper, and now I've been attacked on the road. So,
you need not make a streetwise check to know that like those goons that attacked you from the get-go, like. If the Ndugu Wachuma is what you think, where it's an Omnic supremacist or Omnic only kind of group, there were humans and Omnics in that group that attacked you.
Right. That was more likely. That could have very easily been Talon paid those guys off to.
It is totally what they do. Hire local talent, and if they screw it up, send in their actual skills.
Right. And then the talented assassin that I didn't even get a look at could have been Talon.
That for a fact that Talon, like one of the ways that they, especially after the Omnic crisis, it's actually all over the world. They routinely make use of assassination as a way of advancing their interests.
Now, is this a mechanics check to check the bike?
I think that's probably the case. Yeah.
Now, then I know I'm shite at this. I don't know anything about motorcycles.
Okay.
I turn to Zidico, and I say to him, I want you to search this vehicle completely and tell me if anything is out of place.
Okay. So if you're going to help him with that, you'll give him one boost dice. He's otherwise only rolling with 3 greens.
It's still better than I am.
Now you could spend. You've got 3 story points. Just because I upgraded the dice pool does not mean that you can't also do that. It just means that you get.
Oh, it just makes it more interesting for something to happen. Yeah, you know what? I am helping him because, and I think story wise, I am describing. It's my character. I don't know anything about bikes or mechanics.
Yeah.
But what I do know is what a Talon bug might look like.
For sure. Yeah. Well, also
especially a tracker that could track a vehicle through the distance that they've tracked us.
It isn't lost on you, I think, as well. You didn't get the vehicle that you booked.
That's right. This was one they gave to me.
Yeah. So I'll give you that extra boost dice that you got from the vigilance check. So
it's a big roll.
Let's see here. Oh,
wow.
A success. an advantage,
but a despair.
and a despair.
Oh, man.
So I think you're looking around on this stuff. It's about an hour of work, and you can picture like this is in the middle of nowhere, right? There's the smoldering wreckage of the transport craft off in like a field right near you. You've got a tactical light sort of looking down as Zydeco's pulling this thing apart, and I think what you find after about an hour and pulling this thing like to pieces and whatnot, you finally get down. He's like, wait. I think, hold on. And he's pulling apart some big part of the, the engine in there. He's pulling it back carefully. And you can see first you see a flashing kind of light. Very faint. It's only because it's pitch black. And you've opened the carapace, you can see that. And you're like, Talon. And that's when the pulsing suddenly... And give me a moment here, I'm going to roll a bomb attack on you. Okay.
Do I have any reaction or no?
Let's do this. Instead of me making an attack roll, what is your vigilance?
1 green and 1 yellow.
1 green, 1 yellow. Okay, we'll use that. Let me take a look at the skills of this. What I'll do is just we'll make this contested roll and use the successes and failures to apply against it. I'm not going to give you your... Because it's partly also like Zydeco's going to be taking the brunt of this blast.
Well, and that's why, like, if I have any reaction, it's to, like, try and pull him away and, like, turn... Like, I'll get blown up, right? Like, this thing was...
Yeah.
As much as my character maybe is a little bit dark, it's like this bomb was here to kill me, and I forced this poor guy to take the bike apart. It's his life is,
Okay, let me see. Just getting this.
If I have any reaction, it's to like do that.
And there we go. I love how many adversaries, like that's the 65 pages I mentioned that he added between the first draft of it and the recent draft that JJ Games. It's all adversaries and like a huge variety of things. There's Talon things in there. There's
awesome.
Oh man, it's so good. It's and
maybe us playing it is gonna inspire him to do more work on it.
Honestly, like it's complete as is right now. Like you could definitely add in more stuff, but like you got all the rules for character generation, you got the rules for weapon, specialized weapon creation. You got every adversary you could possibly want in here. Tons of gear. Like there may be I'm sure there's more things you could add, I guess, but like I would be hard pressed to think of what I would want out of that.
So what is Genesys rules for something like this?
Well, it's not the Genesys. You can publish stuff using your own custom rules. Genesys isn't the issue. It's the fact that the IP is Blizzard's IP.
No, of course not. No, I don't mean to sell it. I mean, obviously, JJ can't sell it because it's Overwatch. But I just meant, like, as far as distribution goes, like...
For him distributing I mean, there's not... Unfortunately, Fantasy Flight shut down their forums where you would normally be able to find the...
So it's hard to ever...
It's tricky. Like you'll see, there's a secondary forum that's down below. The company that picked it up is this Edge Studios that is a small company based out of Latvia, and it's very hard to get a hold of stuff through them directly. So they've...
so are all the Genesys books then pretty much secondary market at this point?
For now, I think so. I don't know if there's distributors who are... I know that they are republishing a bunch of the Star Wars books right now, but it's a small company, so I imagine they're limited in what things they have to print. Mm-hmm. I don't think Genesys did particularly well, so like if there was a decent print run for it, and I don't mean that as a slight to the game, it's just that like it just would, it was a difficult time for very popular games. People who really wanted to play it picked it up, but I don't think it had wide success beyond the people who probably were already playing Fantasy Flight Star Wars.
Yeah.
And again, like not to say that the supplement, like the stuff for there's some crossover they did, like with Android was for the setting.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you were saying there's a few.
Yeah, and then
and there was another one. Yeah,
setting book for it. They did one for Realms of Terranoth, which is their Descent game. So like they released some stuff for it, but yeah, like it's just finding a place where you can just post fan made stuff. If this was posted in the same, the same area where the first draft of it were, I think like that would be easy. It's just a matter of sharing a Dropbox link or something like that.
Yeah,
right? But yeah. Okay, so I think we are good to go here.
I'm guessing there's a very low Venn diagram of Overwatch fans who also are Genesys.
I think it's
fans.
more a matter of I think that like Genesys, you can find the link I have down below is to the Drive-Thru RPG link. You can get Genesys and all the supplemental books for it in PDF format.
Right.
It's just finding print, and I don't know if they've got print on demand through Drive-Thru RPG. I don't think they do for this game, but you can get the PDF through there, and then there's a whole host of different fan write-ups for it. And this thing is so good. Like, I mean, you could get years of play with just the content that's in here, creating your own characters, playing existing characters. You'd have to write up the characters from Overwatch, just like you would in Star Wars. It's like Star Wars. It gives you the tools to make your own heroes.
They don't give you Han Solo.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, they give them as adversaries, just like they do in Star Wars. Like, you've got NPC rules for all the characters from Star Wars in some of the supplements, but if you wanted to build them as player characters, you'd have to kind of do that on your own.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, it's awesome. It's really one of the very best fan-made things I've seen. Very professionally put together, beautiful, great rules, well balanced, and captures the source material incredibly well. I'm so thrilled by it. I'm going to spend another story point to upgrade my attack. You got 3. You want to spend anything to downgrade?
No, if I was going to spend anything there, it would be to try to save Zydeco.
Okay. So let's see here.
Yeah.
Only a bunch of advantage on this. So you are going to take damage. I mean, I'm triggering the blast. So that means, let's see how big a bomb is here. Let's see. So it's 8. All right, so he takes, it's actually blast is only 6 points of damage. So you each take 6 points of damage, but he's just at his wound threshold. He has not exceeded it. He's not dead yet. He is, however, quite badly injured. And your armor, you only take 1. Yeah. So I think getting back into the scene of this, you look down, you're like, no, and you pull him back just in time. So he's caught, unfortunately, in a lot of the blasts, but you pull him out. He would be dead if you had not done that. You're scorched a little bit, but not substantially. For your bike has seen better days.
Now, do my special healing things work on minions?
Your what do you call it? Your painkillers. Yeah.
But do they work on Omnics?
On
I guess
Omnics,
is a
no,
different.
good question.
Yeah. I don't think they. Yeah, on minions it would have made sense, and then I remembered. Oh yeah, he's a rogue. He's an Omnic.
Yeah, let's see here. I mean, they're sort of like nanotech, nonsense.
Oh right, yeah,
like,
it's not right. It's not like it's a. It's closer to a magic potion than a...
Okay, no, so you can apply it. Since Omnics are inorganic, they can only be healed by using mechanics skill instead of the medicine skill or painkillers. But otherwise, follow the same guidelines. Omnics... Oh, yes, so they can't use painkillers. Duh.
You're right, yeah.
So you could do... do you have any training in mechanics?
No, this is why he was doing this. It's because my mechanics is terrible.
This is where story points can convert. If you've got only greens in it, story points can convert your greens into yellows.
I have a single green.
Oh, so you'd be rolling 1 yellow.
Yeah, and I think I just wouldn't want to damage him further. I think this is like a scenario of I need to get him to his people.
Yeah.
so
like
that they can
he's
help
pretty
him.
banged up. He's not dead yet, but I mean, like he is on the cusp of it.
Right.
So you sort of look down at him, and he's sort of, his eyes are flickering in strange ways. Like there's bits of his body that have been blown back. His hoodie is completely scorched. They're torn shorts. He's like, what happened? Did we find it?
Oh, we found it. Unfortunately, it was more than just a tracking device.
I can't see it in my eye, boss.
Can you walk?
I think, and he sort of very shakily, manages
How
to get
heavy
himself.
is he? Is he like a man heavy, or is he way heavier?
I think that he is probably about the same weight as man. Like I think they look like they're made out of metal, but I picture that like it's, and it sounds like in the game it sounds like metal when they're hitting them, but I mean that would be extraordinarily heavy if he was made out of all metal. I imagine it's some kind of like crazy
Carbon
composite,
fiber,
yeah,
composite
something like
stuff,
that,
yeah.
So I think like if you want to try and carry him, you could do that. He still knows the way to get to Samira Hill.
Yeah, I mean, I think like story wise, I think it's interesting if I'm carrying, giving him a piggyback or carrying him or whatever.
For sure.
I do have a special. I mean, I have a special ability that affects my encumbrance. So,
yeah.
like I have a pretty good brawn. It's 3.
Yeah.
And I also have that big guns, which increases my threshold of encumbrance.
Yeah.
And I kind of just imagine that would help me here, because that's just like the idea of like, I can pack weight on and haul it around. I'm used to it.
Well, you're also, you're a badass super soldier too, right? So yeah. So I think what we see is you sort of pick him up, and then in the darkness, we can see the burning remnants of your bike. In the field, we see the scorched and burning remnants of the fallen Talon ship. You see, a couple rounds still pop off from the weapons. Curiously, the ship itself, if you can hear that popping off, you're reminded Talon dropships are equipped with weaponry. So they chose, if they could have, you've been in that position before, they had the drop on you, they had weaponry on you, they could have annihilated you before you had a chance to react.
So maybe they didn't necessarily want me dead. They might have wanted me incapacitated or captured.
Or if not you.
Right.
So you pick him up, and we see you, walking off easily, like carrying him like he's a child, like it's nothing to you.
Right.
And you guys very quickly disappear into the darkness. Let's do this. Let's, because it's going to be dawn when you finally arrive at Samira Hill. How difficult are we going to make this? I think it's only going to be 2. So it's going to be 2 purples. Would you give us a brawn check, please? Or athletics. If you got training athletics, I'll let you get the benefit of that.
Oh yeah, I do have training in athletics. Yeah,
so go ahead and give us an athletics roll. So see if you suffer any. No. Okay. So not only do you not suffer any any exhaustion or strain from this, you actually recover the 2 you've got.
Oh, nice.
Yes, it turns out high school coaches are right. Sometimes you just need to walk it off.
Yeah.
So what we see, let's cut to sorry, the thing's a little blurry because I couldn't find a really good resolution for it. we can see there are some, monkeys and whatnot. And one thing I will say is that with a lot of the images and a lot of the wildlife and whatnot that I'm using here, one of the cardinal sins that I find in anything dealing with Africa is that it just treats, an entire continent as one country, makes no differentiation between different areas or biomes or creatures or whatnot. I'm mindful that it's a Swahili language that we've used for Ndugu Wachuma, and Swahili is not spoken in Nigeria whatsoever, where Numbani is supposed to be. My defense to that is that the Omnic crisis caused a shit ton of dislocation, which means that there are different animals in different spaces, different peoples using different languages in different spaces. So that's my way of rationalizing it. And the name for the first Doomfist is a Swahili name. So that's my justification for that. I'm doing the thing that people who just don't give a shit about making a distinction between the different African cultures or different African biomes or whatnot do. That's my justification for it. I'm mindful that's often the case. So that said, this is what you guys are coming upon. There is the ruined remnants of what would have been a civilization. When the Omnics hit, the world was in a pretty high-tech state, but this has completely gone to pot. In the center of town, there is a bit of a hill here, which seems to give it its look, but as you're approaching this thing, there's some monkeys that screech at you for disturbing their peace. And they're so comfortable and confident in it, they don't even move. Oh, actually, you get that fearful thing, don't you? Yeah. So they screech at you, you turn, you look over, and then they kind of screech and then race off into the woods. Zydeco kind of coughs. First time he's spoken in about 2 hours now. I don't think they like you.
I get that reaction a lot.
So you continue your way into town, and you find exactly this. It is a high-tech ghost town. There's definitely signs where, the incredibly high rate of fire of devastating armor-piercing rounds that come from a bastion have chewed away walls in here. There's some of the larger towers and domes and whatnot have collapsed over. At its best, this community probably wouldn't have exceeded maybe 5,000, maybe 6,000. So it's all sort of clustered in one area. But it looks like no one's been here for decades.
Are you sure we're at the right place?
And almost in answer to that, you can hear a shack, 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 shack. As from a bunch of hiding places, a shit ton of gun-toting Omnics suddenly reveal, pointing rifles down at you.
I would call out, we need help. Zydeco's injured.
You hear a voice that says, well, then I suppose Zydeco should have been more careful. Again, for those listening at home, I know I love doing accents for different characters. I'm not doing any fake African accents for these characters. Let me show you, though, who you can picture him, however, having a sub-Saharan African accent, a Nigerian accent, probably. Let me just give you where is it here?
Oh, sorry about the awning.
No, it's fine. I mean, it's when you're doing all the heavy lifting for the role playing. I appreciate you playing a solo session tonight.
Oh, I know. Fridays are, I don't know, I'm always tired on Friday night, even if it's not that I had a particularly hard week or anything. Just
Well, it's the cusp of the weekend, right? So
yeah.
Okay.
Sort of at that response, I mean, you can do the reveal, but I think I would whisper to Zydeco, like, what? I thought these were your friends.
Okay. So they said, yeah, you should be careful where he steps. And this is the man who you see step out. An Omnic with some other strange, look like almost bastion arms that have been affixed to a secondary exoskeleton.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks back and says, Welder, go see to our injured brother. And you see someone else, another Omnic, and all the Omnics have, like, they seem to have very similar body types for these guys, but they all have different sort of bits welded onto them or different bits of painting on them. Like, there's no way you would not tell one from the other.
Right, like these are a heavily modified crew, sort of.
Yeah. The and every time this guy moves, you know, his both his arms, unless he's specifically focusing on it, they move simultaneously. Right. So you can picture, like, both of his arms sort of cross in front of him. And he says, "So, you're the Overwatch agent who's come here."
That's correct. I'm looking for my friend. He's gone missing.
Who's that friend?
His name is Eckhart Chapman. I was told you would know what had happened to him.
If you let him go too, that Omnic who came over to you, he called Welder, he's going to take Zydeco from you.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd pass him off.
You're mindful, there's at least like 8 Omnics who all have rifles pointed at you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And it's all scavenged stuff too. Like, this is not like, it's either stuff that's been likely picked up from, you know, the sort of like African Union troops that fought during the Omnic crisis, mixed with some, like, you know, black market stuff that was picked up, mixed with some like modified Omnic stuff. There's one guy who's got like a
it's a mishmash.
Absolutely, these are scavengers.
Yeah.
He says, Eckhart, Chapman was your friend, eh?
He was.
And if he's no friend of ours, does that make you our enemy then? Overwatch?
Not necessarily.
What's your business with Chapman? And more to the point, what do you know what he was doing here? And you can see that it's not in the illustration, but every single one of these Omnics also has the marking that you've seen around the shittier parts of Numbani, or parts of Numbani, and that's the tag of the Undugu Wachuma.
I can tell you why he was sent here. It was to look into what's going on here. Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Oh, just give me a sec. Ooh, I don't know if that was...
You okay?
Indigestion, or I just felt really weird.
You all right?
I don't know. I think so. Give me a second.
Sure.
I'm gonna get up and just walk around the room for 1 second.
That sounds good. Yeah. You feeling okay?
Weird. Yeah, I don't know. That was strange. It was like, I don't know, almost lightheaded or...
Yeah.
Dizzy for a second?
Well, I mean, you know, at our age, it's not something to ignore, right?
No, I know. That's true.
Yeah.
We are getting older.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just from sitting too close to the computer for a while. The text is very small.
Yeah. That could... So
yeah, I don't want to end the game right there if I'm feeling okay.
Yeah. Like, are you feeling okay?
I think so. I don't know. It was weird.
Sure.
I definitely felt strange for 10 seconds. No, maybe not even that long. 3 seconds.
If it recurs a lot, you know, like, first thing, don't.
Yes.
We can
no,
go
no,
off.
and I absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree. We got to be cautious.
Well, not only that, what I was going to say is that we can end the stream and we can you stay on until we know that you're okay, or if you need to call somebody, we can call somebody.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Let me check my heart rate.
Yeah.
It's totally fine. I don't think it's anything. I don't know. It's only slightly elevated, but that's just because something happened.
Yeah. You're not feeling pain anywhere?
No pain, no. I said it felt like, I don't know if it was like indigestion or, but it was like...
Yeah, no symptoms in your left hand?
No.
No,
I don't think it was a heart
like
attack. I don't think so.
Okay. All right.
Woozy? I don't know.
Well, I mean, you said you're tired. You know what? I mean, if you want to end the session here, we can end the session here. You've made your way to Samira Hill. You've met Joko 10.
Yeah.
Your call. If
well, we could just end it here.
Yeah.
That's maybe smarter.
Yeah, like if you're not feeling well, or
not to leave anyone with a cliffhanger.
No, and like,
is Jeff okay? Yeah.
I mean, this is, I think you've asked him about that, and I mean this would, I think, is a perfectly fine place. We can come back next week and finish off this adventure. We've got an opening. If any of the other guys can make it, we've got an opening for you to have backup for this too.
Oh yeah, true.
Right, because
totally.
I mean, who knows who's been tracking the Talon's activities here?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where we'll leave things then. So then, let's go to the main screen here. So for those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for part 2 of our little Overwatch or Genesys Overwatch campaign or session or whatever this ends up being. You know what this also means is you're going to get another 20 XP.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So you're going to be able to do that as well. What do you call it? If, as is always the case, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session, the campaign, or the game we're playing, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section of the video, and I'll endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. You can also find a link down below to the Dungeon Musings Discord server, where all of us are active. We don't have a channel dedicated to this, but I have been chatting about and posting about Overwatch Genesys in the Assorted Games channel and in the Images channel, sharing some pictures and stuff like that. So if you want to chat about this, you are more than welcome to join us over there. We also have a bunch of other great channels dedicated to a bunch of other stuff. There is also a link down below to something called Heroes Save Villages. That's the charity fundraising campaign we run on the channel. It benefits the SOS Children's Villages International Charity, a terrific organization active in over 130 countries that benefits over 80,000 orphaned and abandoned children. There is also, for any donations that go through that link, it goes directly to SOS Children's Villages International. None of it goes to the channel. None of it goes to any other middleman. It just goes to benefit the kids who benefit from that, including ongoing emergency relief efforts in the Ukraine and the region around. In addition, there is our small way of saying thank you to the generous donors. One of the ways we will say thank you is through our next charity raffle, which will be the second week of June this year. I'll announce the date, getting a little closer, both on here and on the Charity Initiatives channel on the Dungeon Musings Discord server. We also have for every $25 Canadian that you donate, you will get a chance to win the grand prize, or one of the other great prizes we have in our next charity raffle. The grand prize is a copy of Beetle and Grimm's Platinum Edition Wild Beyond the Witchlight adventure. It's a $500 US at retail, and they have very generously donated a copy of that incredible product with a ton of extra material from the 5th edition adventure. They announced today too, for those who may want to pre-order, they will be doing platinum and silver editions of Spelljammer. So the new Spelljammer box set that's been announced, they will be doing deluxe versions of those things as well. It's not a prize we have for the next raffle, but I know that Beetle and Grimm puts together incredible stuff. Speaking of their incredible stuff, our second prize, if you don't win the Wild Beyond the Witchlight, is a copy of their gold edition Absalom City of Lost Omens box set. I did an unboxing of that recently that you can find on the channel. It's an incredible expansion of what is in the Absalom City of Lost Omens hardback. It really is, I think, the best way that you could possibly ask to present the contents of that book. And it also has extra adventures and a DM screen and hangers for different NPCs in different locations. It's just an unbelievable, beautiful product. That's second prize. If you don't win that, you still have a bunch of other great prizes, including some prizes from the Dungeon Musings Red Bubble Shop, a chainmail dice bag made by our resident armorsmith, Dave, a set of the 3 core books for AD&D 2nd Edition, also donated by Dave. And Jeffrey here has kicked in very generously a set of the newest Iron Kingdoms 5th Edition books, which are super fucking cool. We should really explore... kind of more of a PF2 guy than I am a 5th edition guy right now, so it's the only reason I haven't got that back to the table yet, but it's a really, really good adaptation of that. And if you don't win that, there's still some other ways you can participate. We will have on the Charity Initiatives channel, we'll be posting the ways that donors can affect our next charity session. May 14th, on a Saturday, we'll be playing a one-shot set, Under the Dark Sun. I haven't decided quite yet on what system we're using for it, but it will be a return to Athos, and the donors will be able to spend the money that they've donated to help select what characters are going to be played in that, what gear they have, and I'm also considering what starting level they might be at as well. So we may see the donors ratchet up the level of the characters we'll be playing in that. The last thing I will say is a huge thank you to our solo player for this evening. So, Jeffrey, it's been 2 sessions that you've held up the game on your own on the player side, and Genesys is definitely a more demanding system for players in terms of like constant input for creativity, and it's been so much fun playing this with you. So, thank you very much for. Yeah. I've been really looking forward to trying this thing last week and continuing on this week. So this has been just an awesome amount of fun. I could not ask for a better implementation of Genesys or someone to play it with. So thank you very much for that.
Oh, thank you, Kevin.
Then for those listening at home, thank you so much. Oh, and Jimmy, thank you for the rules correction as well too. That was I remembered that at the end of our last session and then completely forgot it again this time. I will not let Jeff get away without those setback dice next time. Speaking of next time, we should be back next Friday with this as well. We still have our ongoing Starfinder game is having a hell of a time trying to find a time where we can get enough people back together. So I'm just going to assume we're playing this again next week. So then that should see, I think one more session should likely bring us to the end of the game. But I mean, when do we ever get our adventures finished in the time that we think they're going to get done? And so maybe 2 more weeks, we'll see. Until then, we hope that we gave you a few hours to take your mind off the troubles of our world and think about the troubles that our brave member of Overwatch has been getting, or Blackwatch has been getting into. And until we see you again, stay safe, stay healthy, and happy gaming.